After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
The stars are out and ready to play tonight at Kansas Speedway. No points, but bragging rights are on the line at the end of the night. 25 lap open leading into the 80 lap All-Star race. That's what's coming up next tonight on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all and welcome to the virtual Kansas Speedway. Ed Schurz alongside Vikal this evening, and Ed, a fun night is in store to deviate from the playoff stress. The grid is set, but no points are up for grabs tonight, just a lot of fun, and the right to say that you are the best.
Yeah, absolutely. We're coming to a track that's not really familiar with a little bit of an all-star race. We're at the famous Kansas Speedway, the good old mile and a half. I know all-star races usually used to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they go to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for most of their all-star racing, or past recently, Texas and Bristol, but they're doing it a little bit different. In Kansas, it's going to be a lot of high-line racing, a lot of maybe even bottom-line racing, to where you might see some slide jobs going into the corner, so it's going to be an exciting one tonight, and definitely going to be a lot on the line as these drivers are going to try to make their way into the main event.
Absolutely. Tonight, we are in the session right now for the Open for tonight's event. And let's go ahead and set the scene, Ed. We're here at the Kansas Speedway. You can see the fastest iRacing laps there on the left-hand side. Qualifying laps for what it's worth. In the Cup Series, the NextGen car, it's Brad Wright who currently holds that with a 30.174. These drivers are about, let's say, half a second off that right now. But again, it's not trying to hit that record time. It's trying to outdo the others. Plus, there's been a fan vote going on all week. Polls have closed, but that fan vote was going on the Outlaws Sim Series Facebook page. I want to thank everyone who decided to participate in the fan vote this week. A huge thank you and for the support and everything. It was great. I think we were blown away by the numbers. I think we had upwards of 120 votes this week, and I don't think Adam or anyone here at the Outlaws Sim Series was expecting that. But looking at the scene tonight, Kansas Speedway. Pretty self-explanatory, tri-oval shape, 1.5 mile racetrack, Ed. We hear a lot about running the high lines around here. The bottom line is great for saving tires. It's going to be a fun night, but we're looking at 25 laps. I don't know if saving tires is really going to mean anything.
No, I don't believe so. We got that short little bit of 10, 10, and 5. I just really think it's going to be just go as well as you possibly can. I mean, you got 10 laps to basically make up as many positions as you can. I really believe that qualifying is going to be definitely a factor for this first opener stage, Emerson. I feel like you got to get the best possible lap out of your car, I feel like. I mean, if you have that clean air, it's really the king here at this kind of track, especially when it's as hard to pass at a certain track like Kansas is to even be able to pass somebody. Everyone's going to be mainly around that top to middle groove, but, the only way I can really see people going around here and making passes is on the bottom, and it's really difficult unless you just build up that kind of a run that gets you off of turns 4 or turns 2 on the straightaways to where you can make that pass. But it's just so difficult at top. I feel like it's going to be way too king.
Absolutely. And again, pit entry, we're not talking about that really in the open, but there is a mandatory pit stop, which I imagine is mandatory under green flag conditions in stage 2. And you see that pit entry, it's all the way pretty much right off the banking off turn 4. That's going to be a very difficult pit entry to hit, and pit exit as well is very bumpy, very slippery. We're going to see these drivers struggle a lot with pit lane tonight on that mandatory stop during segment 2 of the All-Star. But we're in the open right now, and still have a lot of setting to do. And now I said, Ed, we are deviating from the playoff stress. Tonight is not a playoff race. Tonight is just an exhibition race. No points, no effect on the playoff standing. Next Wednesday is an off week for us at the Outlaws Sim Series. There's still a broadcast going on next Wednesday for Pit Stop. And that's the Old Fart Sim Racing guys in Chicagoland. But as far as Outlaws is concerned, it's an off week. So it's 2 weeks off in between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs. And let's take a look at those playoff points and look at what we're dealing with. Again, none of this is affected tonight. This is after the playoff reset, though. And we look at a driver like Jonathan Jennings, who won a lot of stages throughout the season, Ed. He finished second in the regular season championship, but he is the current point leader after the playoff reset. And you can look at the bottom here. Andrew has done a great job with labeling the key for all the point totals you see on the right-hand side of each column. The green points totals are considered safe or locked into the next round. Right now, there's no locks into the next round. They're just safe. The yellow numbers are on the bubble, and the red numbers are considered out, entering the round. And then the gray numbers, obviously, they're not in the playoffs. And of course, what we've noticed all season, and we've had now after a couple seasons here in the Outlaws Sim Series, and for the time here on Piss Up TV, every asterisk or star next to each driver's name is one win on the season, Ed. So looking at the points, I know Max Service did win the regular season championship, but he is second in the playoffs, only by 4 points to Jonathan Jennings, 4 points ahead of teammate Seth Berger, Jeremiah Stutzman, Seth Fitzpatrick, Adrian Schumacher. They're 23, 19, and 19 of the cut line. As we expected, they have wins. A lot of the drivers that we are going to see tonight are going to be those ones with the yellow point total. Drivers who did not get wins on the season also didn't get wins last season. The criteria to make the All-Star race tonight was winning last season and this season. But we're going to see a lot of these guys right in here in the open. Jacob Reeves, Scott Bailey, potentially James Gilly, he's not in the session yet, Adam Gardner, Andrew St. Cour. So a lot of guys are going to get a little bit of a playoff of that bubble racing right here in the open.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this playoff system is just going to be absolutely insane in my opinion. You know, Jennings rated it a priority to get as many stage points as he did, and seeing how that paid out, he's our current points leader going into the playoffs. Especially with how good of a end of the season he's had in the regular season, even though Max won the regular season title. Jennings, I feel like, had the more consistent end of the season, in my opinion, than that whole top, 6, maybe 5 cars up there. But what's going to be even more stressful for these guys is just look at the gap between 7th to 16th. Absolutely. I mean, it's 4 points. It's only 4 points. It's insane to me that it's that small of a gap. I mean, you make one mistake when we go to Daytona Road Course, you're just going to see yourself drop instantly in that point standing. So, especially when we do the stage racing, too, I definitely look at somebody like Jacob Reeves or an Andrew St. Cour or Scott Bailey to maybe put a lot more priority into winning and getting stage points. It's going to be definitely a factor for them. James Gilliard has that mindset, in my opinion, that he just wants to win. I feel like he definitely has the potential to win. I think you and me can both agree I think he's one of the surprising drivers in the garage that hasn't had a win this year, along with Andrew St. Cour. Brad Buffalo's that sneaky little driver. I feel like they can maybe get a lot of stage points. Even Adam Gardner. I feel like once this starts clicking and Adam maybe can get some points, I feel like he can go on a decent long stretch in this playoff run. But it's just you just have to look at Daytona Road Course and be like, what do I have to do to have the safest race possible and also get stage points at the same time? The strategies are going to be insane. I could definitely guarantee that. But it's just, who's going to play the mind trick and outdo somebody, like an Adrian Schumacher, who we expect to be dominant at a road course, or a Seth Fitzpatrick, maybe even a Jennings or Max Service, to over-elite those guys? That's what's going to be the question going into this first round of the playoffs.
Absolutely. And it really was a little surprising how top-heavy the wins were this season. And you also notice, if you are not a active viewer of the Outlaws Sim Series, you notice Zoltan Hertzeg is 18th in points with 2 wins. Why did he not make the playoffs? Well, he did not make the required amount of starts to make the playoffs. The rule for the Outlaws Sim Series has always been, as a driver to make the playoffs, you have to make 75% of the regular season starts. Because Adam doesn't just want drivers to come in, win a couple races, don't show up the rest of the season, and then show up for the playoffs. That's you really need a whole body of work if you're going to be a driver in the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs. And I like that rule. It keeps the drivers who do run this full time. It rewards them, but also it makes it count. You know, you have to run at least 20 races of the 26 in a regular season. I know it's a lot of races, but that's just it. I mean, as far as real NASCAR, you can't miss a single race without, you know, a medical waiver. So for what it's worth, it's kind of reflecting on that. But of course, you give the leeway for the drivers. If something were to happen, you have, you know, 1 of 6 off weeks, or theoretically, or weeks you can take off without losing your playoff eligibility. So that's why a driver like Zoltan Hertzeg with 2 wins is not in the playoffs tonight. But you're right. You said the gap between 7th and 16th is 4 points. Oh my goodness. It's wild that the bottom 5 are tied. And
that's mind-blowing to me.
we talked to Devin Smith, I think before the Phoenix race, or before Bristol, I can't recall. Maybe before both of them. He said he was not worried for this round because he feels better on road course. So that could be somebody who could knock somebody who's currently in the top 12 out. Doug Solms, who he saw was running 3rd at Canadian Tire. That's another driver I can see that could run well at Daytona Road Course or the Charlotte Roval and knock someone out. So those drivers that are in right now, even though, I mean, they already know that they shouldn't take it easy because they're very slim margin over the points. Cut line, one of those drivers could see themselves looking on the outside looking in out after Charlotte. So a lot to watch out.
Yeah, just think of how much of a difference, you know, a couple of races could have been. Devin Smith was feet away from winning at Bristol.
Absolutely.
He was about to battle Landon Lacey for the win, and he won it the previous season. Adam Gardner almost won at Daytona. I mean, right there in the night race, the second Daytona race. So if he makes it to Atlanta, I think you got to look at Adam Gardner to maybe sneak a win there. I mean, there's just a lot of tracks that fit these guys that are below the bubble. Like you mentioned, Doug Solms at Canadian Tire, he's a good road course racer. He's underrated. But I mean, look at this schedule, Emerson. I mean, you got 2 road course races in the first round that definitely pay out for some of these road course ringers. But I think a lot of these guys are going to have Milwaukee circled as that wild card that you just have to do at least perfect.
Absolutely, especially if you're not a road course guy, you have to go all in, cards on the table, all the chips pushed to the center at Milwaukee. If you cannot capitalize on the road courses, you have to be there at Milwaukee, or you are going to be in some trouble. Or you can hope that there's maybe chaos, because we had 4 full course cautions at the Charlotte Roval in Season 1, Ed. Normally you don't see cautions at the Outlaws Sim Series. We had 4. So that could be something as well. Somebody looking at the Roval as a wild card, because we kind of look at that in real NASCAR as well. The Charlotte Roval kind of a wild card race, and then the whole of the playoffs has wild cards littered. We have the short track, USA International, Lakeland, Florida. The track that's too tough to tame at Darlington. The big bad super speedway at Talladega. The Atlanta now super speedway mentality there at round 34, and the short tracks to close out the season around 35 and 36. Very chaotic playoffs. What we got coming up, but we can talk on and on about what we've got coming up for us in the playoffs, Ed. We do have an all-star open to cover tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the practice charts. It's Scott Bailey, who's currently leading the practice charts. And again, all of these are drivers who did not win either last season or this season. All of these drivers have to race their way into the All-Star race. And tonight's All-Star Open is a 25-lap event where caution laps will not count, and at the end of lap 10, the leader at the end of lap 10 will go to the All-Star race. The leader at the end of lap 20 will go to the All-Star race, and the winner of the All-Star Open will go to the All-Star race. And of those remaining drivers, the fan vote will then be what's used to determine who makes it into the All-Star or who doesn't, and we'll go from there. The driver with the highest amount of votes that isn't locked into the All-Star race via the Open will be our fan vote winner. The votes have already been tallied. We have all those results on hand, but we're not going to announce anything until following the Open. But Ed, looking at the practice charts, I know there's only 11 drivers out there, and if Fitzpatrick accidentally registers a driver, he's in the All-Star race, he's fine. But the 11 drivers who have set times, Ed, what do you make of the times?
I mean, I'm a little surprised to see, you know, somebody like Justin Mcmahon or Mcmahon, or Andrew St. Cyr as low as they are. I mean, Andrew St. Cyr has been, you know, he had that up and down stretch to where he had good finishes rolling up, but just got in unlucky trouble. These last couple races he had, though, he had that great running at Nashville last week where I thought easily he had a top 5, maybe even a top 3 car. And the same thing with Jacob Breeze. They both had really great finishes last week, and I'm hoping they carry that momentum going forward. But I definitely would like to see somebody like an Andrew St. Cyr maybe gain some confidence from this kind of race to push himself into the postseason to see what he can do there.
Absolutely. I could definitely agree with that. This is a driver I'm looking at. A new look, 4-93 at Kevin Powell, second on the charts. We heard how we've seen him, you know, be working with everybody at Last Chance Racing to try to improve his standing, and it's going to be intriguing to see how he does in the race. It's only 4 1,000ths off of pace setter Scott Bailey. So here we go. Qualifying has begun, and we're going to have a look at league owner Adam Gardner, who has to win his way, either segment 1, 2, or 3, or fan vote, win his way into the All-Star race.
Yeah, and there's nothing special about this qualifying. It's basically just going to be a normal strict qualifying to where these guys just go as fast as they can. They have 3 laps to put down the fastest set time, make it into the top maybe 3, maybe 5. But I definitely think they're going to put a lot of priority in this qualifying session, Emerson. I feel like you have to start out front to have a great race. I just feel like you need that clean air advantage. So let's see what Adam Gardner's got as he's coming to the line at 185 miles an hour, possibly going 190 going into the corner.
188's where he'll top out, but of course this is just the opening lap. He could be also trying to spool this car up for a second lap. They have 3, nearly catching the wall, but I think he's fine.
Yeah, that was tight. That was really close. Maybe scrimmed the paint a little bit, but that's okay. We don't need that.
So
he actually might need that, though, because he might need to bring this car to the All-Star event.
Yeah.
So maybe he might want to worry about that a little bit.
Gardner, the first time on the charts. We have 5 drivers on the track right now, and Gardner runs a 31.060. Now, driver, you were looking at Justin McMahon needing a good little run, and he has made a mistake. Maybe bounce it off the wall, so he's going to go ahead and reset, grab a new car, and he'll try it again. How about Doug Solms, the number 67 machine? Actually, I think he just got off the pit lane, so we'll catch up with him in a minute. Scott Bailey in the 11, the highest driver in points without a win.
And it was fastest in practice, too. So I'm interested to see what kind of speed this 11 brought here to Kansas. But a little surprising to see these guys really going for that wall riding strategy in this qualifying. You know, usually you want to take the fastest way around, which would be the bottom at certain tracks like this. But, you know, these drivers would get way too comfortable with the top because you just feel like your car has more stability running the top than it does the bottom. I mean, Emerson, you and me in the past, we've understand this track as it's ran in these NextGen cars. You know, when we ran here, it was mainly a bottom strategy. That was in the daytime. The difference, though, now, we're at nighttime. It's a little bit more cooler than what we had to deal with when we raced here in the daytime. So it might be, you know, about as comfortability as you can. As Scott Bailey goes to the top of the charts with a 6.29. About a little bit slower than what he ran in practice, but still a great time to put on a pole.
And I agree with that to a certain extent. In the race, for sure, the bottom is probably going to be where you want to go, especially in the long run. But we're talking about qualifying here, and it's easier to kind of sit the car up there in that outside lane. You get to keep the speed spooled up. I do think the outside lane has its advantages, especially in qualifying. So
yeah, you do carry a lot more speed. That is true. Scott Bailey goes fastest again.
For Scott Bailey, he has used the extent of his qualifying laps, and he's currently the fastest time. Powell has as well. Jacob Reeves the third. Adam Gardner sits 4th. McMahon and Solms 5th and 6th.
Yeah, Scott Bailey went a 10th faster than he did in practice too, so a big improvement from
So there is no mandatory stop in the open. I knew that, but I wanted to make sure, and Adam did get back to me after his qualifying run. No mandatory stop here in the All-Star Open. Jacob Reeves, his final qualifying lap. He'll put it third quickest. McMahon, fourth. Solms, fifth. And Matthew Byers has gone around.
He's actually found the back straightaway wall, I believe that was.
That little hefty of a hit there for Matthew Byers, and it's a little bit of a smaller qualifying, so we might have the chance to go view this incident. So let's go ahead and see and figure out what happened to the 94. Matthew Byers. Nice qualifying run out of turn 2. Loose.
Oh, looks like the back end just stepped out.
And gets the wall back in first. That one hurts, but he's able to reset. He's got a couple more laps. It's not over for the 94.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to see a lot of that tonight, even in the All-Star race, Emerson. I feel like if you just overstep it just the slightest little bit, that car will definitely get loose on that exit. So that's something we're going to have to pay attention to.
The 94 of Andrew Schroeder on the track. Andrew trying to race his way into the All-Star race in this number 47 New York Jets machine. And football season is right around the corner at less than, 8 days now? 9 days to kickoff. Sporting the Jets livery. I know you're a Giants fan, so you might not necessarily appreciate that. But
yep.
But it's a great time of year for NFL to be back in action. And Schroeder on his third lap will not take it, and he'll pull off the track.
I thought he was going for a different strategy there. I thought he was trying to cut the track as much as he could possibly. I thought he was going to go all the way to the apron, all the way to the corner, and then merge back onto the track. But yeah, that was a little surprising. I mean, it looked like he went as hard as he possibly could in that second lap, but he just couldn't get the car to just stick to the bottom. It was washed up a little bit in both the corners, so it's interesting. This is what I'm surprised about. We haven't seen Andrew St. Cyr take a lap yet.
Here he goes.
And as soon as I say that, he starts rolling. I think he was waiting for the cue.
I think he's watching.
Yeah, I think he's watching. He might have been waiting for my cue.
He wants his own TV time. Want to make sure he's the only car on track.
I mean, Ryan Blaney had the same scheme at Daytona. I mean, and he was stressed out all the way to the end of that Daytona race. But I don't think Andrew St. Cyr is going to be as stressed out as Ryan Blaney was. Let's see what kind of times he put up here. I was watching Andrew in practice. It looked like he was more focused on how he wants to deal in the race with these 10 race stints. I was watching him. He was going around a couple, excessive about 5 laps or so. So I'm wondering what he's going to have for qualifying speed here as he takes the green flag to start his opening lap. See what he goes going into turn 1 here.
On that, well, he kind of went down to the middle. So he started on the outside, ran over Vasim, went down to the middle, and now he's working his way down the back straightaway. Intriguing line. That is a line that you see drivers normally take either on their first lap where they're not going 100%, or being a little bit more wanting to run that high side, but being a little uncomfortable being up against the outside wall. Let's see what Andrew St. Cyr does. That first lap puts the 12 car 9th out of 9. I'd imagine there's still some more speed in that 12 machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting these tires up to temp just about. We're going to see what he does on his second lap. Looks like he almost overstepped it a little bit right there on exit of 2. But definitely carrying enough speed, I believe, to maybe jump up a little bit in the spots. Gets a little bit lower down there in 3 and 4, not all the way to the bottom, carrying enough speed off the corner. But let's see what he improves here.
Massive
goes to a 30.8.
That puts him 5th quickest. One more lap.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see that he's running this, like you mentioned, Emerson, this middle line. I'm not really seeing a lot out of it that can tempt me to saying, okay, I think this is something that we should look at for some drivers to test out in the race. I feel like it's mainly going to be either this bottom line or the top line. This is a better lap, I feel like. He's running that bottom a lot more better this lap.
Woo, nearly up the outside wall. He does not improve.
Now
to do a 4 to 12 machine.
He just about kissed that wall for turns 4.
Byers made another run to the track and did not continue that run. Intrigued with Matthew Byers. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 48 again.
Yeah, currently, he's 7th on the speed charts right now, currently.
Here's what happened. What about the pit line?
Just kick it into gear, maybe?
Actually,
I think he just pulled it over.
Yeah, he didn't even get up onto the track.
Interesting.
Matthew Byers taking an intriguing approach to...
Maybe he doesn't think he's going to improve, maybe. Unless he's trying to make some little tactical strategy. Maybe these guys are waiting for maybe the temperature on the track maybe to change a little bit, too. That can also be in play.
Certainly. There's not enough time, I don't think.
No, I don't see how the track's going to change, or I don't even think he can get a time in right now, honestly. Even to maybe get... I mean, he would have to go now, probably, to get this time in, but I think he's past his time, so I think that'll do it right now for qualifying him.
Yeah, real quick, let's see what's coming up here on the channel. Monday night, we'll have NASCAR Rallycross, and if you heard that right, yes, I said NASCAR Rallycross at Sonoma Raceway. It was supposed to be last week, and logistics did not allow that to happen. So we're going to try it again this Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Old Fart Sim Racing, they're back on the channel, 7:45 p.m. Eastern from the Chicagoland Speedway. You won't want to miss that. And we'll be playoff racing in 2 weeks' time, Ed, from the Daytona Road Course, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, round 1 of the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs on Wednesday, September 14th. You won't want to miss it. Check out all of our social channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Our Twitch matches our Instagram. And that is going to wrap up qualifying. So it's time to get down trackside for the Outlaws Sim Series All-Star Open here for Season 3. Let's get through our starting lineup. And now we do have cars taking to the track. I was waiting for that. And row number 1, it'll be the 11 of Scott Bailey, the 93 of Kevin Powell. Row 2, it'll be the 22 of Jacob Reeves, the 20 of Justin McMahon. In row 3, it'll be the 12 of Andrew St. Court, the 67 of Doug Solms. Ed?
Yeah, in row 4 will be the 94 of Matthew Byers. In 7th, alongside him, our league owner, Adam Gardner, in the 56. Row 5, Andrew Schroeder in the 47. Alongside him, Vincent Cortez in the 23. And then in row 6, of course, Seth Fitzpatrick, who's not participating, and then Matthew Setzer trying to make his way into the show.
So 11 drivers in tonight's All-Star race, and looks like actually Vincent Cortez and Matthew Setzer also are not taking to the track. So Ed, that is leaving us with 9 for the All-Star race. So you have a 1 in 3 chance. I guess 3 drivers make it to the All-Star race, and there's 9 on the track from this Open, plus their fan vote winner. So good chance if you're in this field of drivers to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then right now, I think we got to look at this front row as we're looking at the weather right now. Currently in Kansas, the air temp 72.6 degrees. The track temp 74 with a little west wind, 11.5 miles an hour. Not going to be much of a factor, but a cool night here tonight in Kansas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a little interesting short run as we got 10 laps to decide who's going to move on to the All-Star race in this first opening stage. And I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Why don't we get this thing fired up and away?
Absolutely. 3 segments, 25 laps, 10, 10, and 5 laps apiece. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Scott Bailey. And the Outlaws Sim Series Season 3 Open is green. Oh, Scott Bailey is sideways on the back straightaway. He loses the lead.
Yeah, he saves it, though, but that moves Jacob Reeves into the lead as Kevin Powell kisses the wall into turns 3 and 4. But Justin McMahon in the 20 looking for a redemption to try to get up here in this top 3 mix. Andrew St. Court looking, but Scott Bailey, the big dropper there, losing a lot of positions on that opening lap, getting loose off the back straightaway.
Jacob Reeves to the top spot. And Powell up to, McMahon up to second. Everybody getting close to the outside wall. McMahon nearly clips it there.
And now Kevin Powell's going to look to the inside of him, try to make the pass going into turns 3 and 4. See, he's going to slide up on the exit. Justin's going to have a big run coming out here. I wonder if he's going to shove him or he's going to try to peek to the inside. But Andrew St. Court says, no, I'll make the decision easier. I'm going to try to peek into the inside. looking underneath the 20, but nothing there. Nice little three-way battle we got going on here for a second as Jacob Reeves is starting to close out here.
Adam Gardner with the fastest lap there. And here's McMahon on Powell. That battles continue on. Andrew St. Cyr. Oh, Powell catches the wall a little bit as this battle continues on. Nearly a 3 wide there, but St. Cyr sitting behind watching this happen.
Yeah, Andrew just waiting for a moment to get on it. Now he's going to jump to the outside of the 20, maybe following Kevin Powell into this corner. It's going to get a little tight here. The dirty air is definitely going to play a factor on how close he is to the 93, but looks like he's doing okay now as Adam Gardner has a moment off of turns 2, almost lost it, but now Andrew St. Cyr is going to peek to the inside of the 20, try to get P3 from him.
And St. Cyr dives it down to the inside, not going to be able to clear up the track, still side by side. Jacob Reeves with the fastest lap that time round. And still duking it out for third. Reeves leads Powell. McMahon and St. Cyr battle for third. Scott Bailey, the pole sitter, bought back to fifth. Byers 6th. Gardner, Schroeder, and Solms the rest of the 9.
And Jacob Reeves' best friend at this moment is the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr, hoping that he gets side by side with that 93. The more they stay side by side, the more the 22 checks out and starts pulling away with this thing. But the 11, our pole sitter, starting to make his way back up into this mix. Now looking to maybe get around Andrew St. Cyr for 4th. He's going to try the outside line here and see if he makes it work.
Trying to roll that outside, and Bailey gets to the outside of St. Cyr. Gardner, the fastest lap. Oh, contact between Schroeder and Solms, and we'll see if that brings out a yellow.
Yep, yellow's out. Yellow's out on the Speedway.
The caution's out on the Speedway.
Oh, heavy damage to the 67 and 47.
I'll try to get a replay and see what happened. So here we go.
Emerson. You mentioned Emerson coming off of turns 2, like we mentioned in pre-race. It's you get to that gas a little too early, the car might step out on you. Let's see if that was a little bit here.
Off the corner, Schroeder caught the wall, came back down, and huge hits there. Doug Solms hard into the inside wall. And Andrew Schroeder, big hits as well. And that is terminal damage for Solms.
Yeah, just nowhere to go, right? I mean, just innocent victim in that.
Absolutely. So you can see here, we're right on board with Schroeder, looking back at Doug Solms. He just gets on the gas a little too soon, clips the wall, and that was that. Schroeder tries to avoid the wall, spins it, but slams the right side of the car. I think there was still some heavy damage for Andrew Schroeder.
And that's the difficulties of this track. I mean, you feel like you can get back into the gas as soon as you possibly can, but it's just these next-gen cars are just really, really unstable until you feel like the car is straight enough on the straightaway to where you can floor it, right, get back into the gas. But it's just how treacherous Kansas is, man. You just got to be patient and just wait until you feel like the car can take the throttle back into it and just not hit the wall. And just, it's unfortunate right there. I feel bad for Doug Solms. He definitely had a good run going, but just an innocent victim in that. And Andrew Schroeder was having a good run too. But I'm looking up front here, Emerson. It looks like we had a couple takers come down to pit road. I saw the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr come down to pit road. I saw the 11 of Scott Bailey. I believe I saw the 94 of Matthew Byers come down to pit road. So a lot of takers, and I feel like those guys are definitely going to be looking to possibly try to move on maybe into the second round maybe. I'm not sure if it might be a little too soon for that, or if they just gave up and feel like they can't do anything with it, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sure. With the caution coming out, the field order is still the same, because the field is frozen and well, actually, if you pit it, you do get cycled to the rear. But the caution laps are not counting, so everybody will line up, and we will go for it again. Working lap 6 of 25. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Ed.
Yeah, lap 6 of 25, so they're going to have about a 4-lap shootout, I believe, correctly.
There you go. So there. Line up and trying to get ready to roll here for the rest of segment 1 in the Outlaws All-Star Open. So that would put Doug Solms out of the race, Andrew Schroeder out of the race, leaving 7 cars remaining on the track for the rest of this open and for all intents and purposes the rest of the segment as well.
Yeah, we have a couple new faces up here too. I mean, Adam Gardner, actually not a couple of new faces, one new face. Adam Gardner's chosen the bottom lane. He's going to restart behind our leader, Jacob Reeves, coming to this restart here. So this will be interesting to see how aggressive Adam Gardner is to get by Jacob Reeves and possibly take the lead away.
So 7 cars left on track for the open. Starting lap number 7, the field in the hands is Jacob Reeves racing once again from Kansas. Powell clips the wall a little bit there. They're coming around now to start lap number 8. Adam Gardner clears the second. It's Powell and St. Cour battling it out for third. Mcmahon wants a piece of the action as well.
Yeah, how about Adam Gardner on the restart, starting behind our leader and jumping all the way to second. Maybe have something for our leader, Jacob Reeves, to maybe get himself into the All-Star race. But
cars in the wall. Powell, St. Cour sideways.
Saves it. He's going to get her back on track. Man, these guys are just going at it. Oh, Kevin Powell's on the wall again. He is stuck. He got it off, but he lost about 3 positions in the meantime. Now side drafting to 12 on the straightaway. But moves Scott Bailey now into third, one of those new tires. I don't know if he's going to have anything for us. We're coming to about 2 to go in this stage. See if Jacob Reeves.
Sideways. Clipping the wall there was McMahon. This is lap 9. We should be coming around to lap 10 this time. With Jacob Reeves as the leader.
Yep,
the battle up front is tightening up.
Yeah, Gardner's getting closer and closer a little bit. I don't know if he's going to have anything to say about it unless he maybe full sends it to the bottom and tries something. But it just seems like Jacob Reeves has got this thing under control right now. As soon as I say that, though, Adam Gardner has a good 1 and 2.
A huge run. Don't put in the wall.
Oh, he's pushing hard. He's going to look now. He's going to try to send it.
For a spot in the All-Star, Gardner down to the bottom side, Reeves up high, trying to be side by side. Gardner can't get there, don't wall it, but Reeves will advance the All-Star race, and that should bring out the yellow as well. Gardner second, who should be the leader for the, well, if the order holds true. Bailey up to third, or what a run there for Jacob Reeves to win his way into the All-Star.
Man, that was one heck of an effort from Adam Gardner, I shall say, to try and get the lead right there at the end. But Jacob Reeves just had a great restart, got what he needed, the clean air and control, and just set sail and advances to the All-Star race. He's going to race for some big money later.
There you go. So, Adam Gardner, the leader now over Scott Bailey, and the battle for third. That was something else as well between Powell and McMahon and St. Cour. Billy McMahon took third over St. Cour and Powell. And they approach the pace car. They'll go through a normal caution period. While that happens, going to go ahead and step aside. And we'll be right back with segment number 2 of the Outlaws All-Star Open.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome back to Kansas, and it is Scott Bailey who took the lead. Well, I'm sorry, Andrew St. Cour who took the lead by staying out. A lot of drivers did come in on that cycle, Ed.
Yeah, it's a little interesting to see the strategy Andrew St. Cour is playing a little bit. I mean, he did, I feel like, push his tires a little bit aggressively to try to get some spots there. I mean, we mentioned he was fighting hard with Justin McMahon for that third spot, and I don't know how he's going to feel when somebody tells him that everybody behind him came to down state fresh Goodyear tires and are going to be right behind him on this restart. But they're coming to the choose cone right now, currently running around turn 3 and 4. But I definitely like what I saw out of that 56 Adam Gardner, though, Emerson. I will say he definitely showed that he has the potential to take one of these stages possibly. But I just feel like we can't cut out Scott Bailey, who started on a pole. And we have a newcomer up there, too, with the 94 Matthew Byers. I mean, he's up there in second now, so it'll be interesting to see how this second stage is going to pan out for these drivers.
Absolutely, and Ed, go ahead and enlighten us on how everybody chose there at the start-finish.
Yeah, so Andrew St. Cour, obviously, as the leader, chose the outside lane, which is interesting because the last couple of times the leader, Jacob Reeves, took the bottom and had great restarts. So it's interesting to see Andrew St. Cour take the top lane on this situation, but Matthew Byers took the bottom, of course, on the second row, or the first row, excuse me. Scott Bailey will be behind him in that second row with Kevin Powell up top. Adam Gardner will be behind Kevin Powell in the third row up top with Justin McMahon on the bottom in row 3. So it's going to be about 6 drivers fighting it out for this second stage win to make it into the All-Star event, but it's going to be interesting to see how this restart pans out for Andrew St. Cour. He's on these older tires compared to all these guys, and something a little bit different. The leader took the outside lane, so that's something we're going to have to see if that pays out for Andrew St. Cour. I don't know if I would have chose that, in my opinion, because I feel like the bottom would probably fire off better going into the corner with so much speed, but we'll see here as they're getting ready to see the pace car pull off.
So clearly we're having technical difficulties trying to figure that out for you, but here's the 6 cars left on track. Andrew St. Cour, Matthew Byers, the field. Green flag is in the air, working lap 11 of 25. Oh, sideways there. V11 of Scott Bailey is going to go around and clip Justin McMahon.
Oh, man. It looked like he had it saved 2 times, and just that third time just did not have it saved.
Big incident there for Scott Bailey.
Oh, man. That was a hard hit, too. I mean, he just pounded the side door of that 20 right off the corner.
It looked like Byers got loose, so Bailey went to the outside, and he could not hold it. And big hit there for Justin McMahon. It looked like they'll be fine, but still a pretty hefty hit.
Yeah, look how close Adam Gardner got to that, too. I mean,
Absolutely.
He barely skimmed away from that, and that was definitely something he did not want to see in front of him happening. And It's definitely going to be some extensive damage, I feel like, repair on this 11 and 20 machines, but
On board the 56.
this is going to be a ride. Yeah, this is going to be a wild ride here. Watch how close this is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought Scott Bailey had it saved right there, then just it went away on him.
Right there, the yellow came out, and my goodness. What a job from Adam to avoid that.
Yeah, that was definitely something he did not want to see in front of his windshield.
Everybody coming back down pit road. There must be unlimited sets of tires, because everybody's coming down pit road.
Yeah,
A lot.
I just don't know if it's a big deal or not. I just don't see it as that big of a deal. I mean, you know, Jacob Reeves, I think he pitted the one time and just stayed out front the whole time as the rest of the guys who took fresher tires weren't able to make up as much track position. I mean, I believe Scott Bailey made it up to third along with Andrew St. Cyr when they took those fresh tires at the halfway mark in that, you know, first caution that we had involving Andrew Schroeder and Doug Solms, but they didn't make it out far, and I just don't see how this is going to pay off for either. I believe it was Matthew Byers that came down, Scott Bailey, of course, with the damage. Adam Gardner came down. There was Mcmahon with the damage as well, came down, but I just don't see how these tires are going to pay out for them to get up to the front.
Well, if they have a limited set of tires and it's only a 6-car field, I guess might as well use them, right? Especially if you're not holding track position. So they have 4 sets of tires, is what I'm being told. And it is a 25-lap race, so I guess might as well, right? If this, you know, if there are only that many sets, try to use them.
Yeah, I mean, why not use them now? But you don't want to use them too soon. Remember, we still got a little 5-lapper dasher to make it to the end. So I think you save that set maybe for when this caution comes out. If you didn't make it to the next round, obviously, come down and take it then. I mean, you got 5 laps. Just push it as hard as you can. Just don't go too hard like Scott Bailey. I mean, that's twice down that he's about looped it off of 2, but that time it definitely got him, and that time he took a prisoner with him and just Mcmahon. So not what he had in mind, I would imagine, but he almost did a great job saving it. I mean, he saved it twice, and then just that third time it just got him, and he couldn't do nothing about it. It just was along for the ride. But they're going to be coming to the choose cone this time by. They're in turns 3 and 4. Our leader, of course, being Andrew St. Cyr. Second place would be Kevin Powell. Those both stayed out. Adam Gardner came down pit road, is in 3rd place right now. So I definitely think he's in the hot bird seat if he starts behind the leader and has a great jump like he did in that first opening stage, to where he ran down Jacob Reeves almost and got that first opener win. But I definitely think we have to watch Adam here, Anderson. I think he's definitely a sleeper.
Absolutely, the catbird seat for Adam Gardner there in that 3rd position. Could be on the move. Fear St. Cyr elects the outside. Powell down low. Gardner down low. And then it is Byers, McMahon, and the crowd. And
actually, Powell decided to jump up top. I believe he just jumped up top now. So Adam Gardner's going to be up in the front row.
But did he do that at the correct time? Is Powell going to maintain that position? It looked like he came across the line on the bottom.
It was close. I agree with you. It was very close. I think he may have had a little bit of a showing that he wanted the top, but just went at the last second. But I'm a little bit more interested because Adam Gardner looks like he's got no friends right now behind him.
You can take a look at it here real quick.
Yeah, even Andrew St. Cyr was late on his decision too, but he jumped it perfect.
Powell, he looked like he was trying to go bottom, and he did stay up top. So that was correct. So Adam Gardner, I think, is the only one down the bottom. Everybody else selected the top.
He is the lone victim on the bottom lane.
But he got the freshest tires.
Absolutely. So let's see how good of a jump he gets on this restart.
Again, clearly we are lacking graphics right now, but caution laps don't count, so we're still on lap 12. Green flag is out to start lap 13. Andrew St. Cyr, Adam Gardner. But it's up 2 as they battle down into turn 1.
How about the 20 of Justin McMahon looking to the inside of Adam Gardner, but he's not going to get there, though. Adam's maintaining on this top, and as soon as I say that, it's a little bit too high off the corner.
Yeah, here comes McMahon driving it down to the inside, side by side. This battle for second. Now working lap 14 of 25.
And this is all Andrew St. Cyr wants to see in his rear view. He wants to see that 20 side by side with that 56. So hopefully he can pull away just like Jacob Reeves did. But Andrew's running a little bit lower on that entry than Adam Gardner. Adam Gardner's a little bit higher on that top lane, as you can see here. Adam's running a little bit more higher, but now he goes to the bottom now. And now he's going to try to look to the inside of the 12, maybe have a run here off the exit.
We saw everybody get loose there off of turn 2. Byers, McMahon, and Powell. And Adam trying to chase down Andrew St. Cyr. This is lap 15. This is once again Adam trying to chase down and try to make this pass to win his way into the All-Star race. Oh, he makes contact, and he'll spin him. And Adam will go around. Powell, big hits to the inside wall. That is day done for the 56 and the 93. Justin McMahon leads, Bailey, Byers, and Andrew St. Cyr, and that's it.
Holy cow, what just happened?
Adam was, he was on it trying to take that lead and got a little too much.
Oh my goodness, that was just crazy. It looked like Adam had the run. You're going to see here, Adam had a run going into turns 1 and 2, looked to the inside, and I think he was trying to slide back in, but just wasn't clear.
Had a great run. Trying to go
right
for the
here.
lead, got tight, and just a little bit.
And then he backed off, and then Kevin Powell just came into the picture and
Powell
looked like
had nowhere
just,
to go. He just powered
think,
through it right into Adam.
Man, I think Adam was letting off because he knew that was a bad wreck. So that's unfortunate. And I believe Adam Gardner's got extensive repairs.
Gardner and Powell are done.
And Kevin Powell's still on track right now. I believe he has a tire rod broken right now. Or a toe link, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying tire rod. I mean, it kind of might have a tire rod down too.
there's a lot of that assembly. You know, I guess technically could be a tire rod. Yeah, coming down to pit lane, the 93.
12 of Andrew St. Cyr also on pit lane.
And as expected, a little bit of struggle trying to get that thing in the box. And they're changing tires, but can't really put that right front on.
I think really a little bit more than tires on that one, I believe. So, staying out, Justin McMahon, Scott Bailey, Matthew Byers, Andrew St. Cyr coming out now in 4th. I want to see if he is around, and he is. I'm going to give you segment 1 winner here, Ed. And I want you to see how he felt working his way through the field, and how about working his way into the All-Star. Yeah, talk about a little bit of a stress reliever. Our segment 1 winner, Jacob Reeves. Jacob looked like he had a little bit of a great run there in that first segment. You know, he had that good restart that got you out front ahead of Scott Bailey, and looked like he just never looked back. How did it feel out there?
For about 10 laps I ran, it felt pretty good. I was kind of on cruise control, and then that caution come out, and I saw him go in behind me, you know, or to go in and get tires and everything. I was like, oh no, we're screwed. But somehow or another, we just held on. API give us a good car this week. I'm just happy to be in the All-Star. I'm just tickled death to be in the All-Star race. However it turns out. Our main, you know, this is just a week, you know, just to relax and try to have some fun. No points on the line or nothing like that, but we still got our minds on Daytona Road Course. We're ready for the playoffs to start.
Absolutely. I mean, Emerson brought that up in the beginning. You know, it's a really tight, you know, battle between you guys and where that cutoff line is. It's not that big of a points gap for you, so I definitely understand you looking forward to the Daytona Road Course, but I want to bring it back to tonight. Like you mentioned, those guys took tires behind you, but they didn't seem like they did all that much. Does that maybe go into your strategy maybe later on that tires won't mean as much going into that race.
I think they will. I mean, I think I kind of saved a little bit. I kind of tried not to push the car too much. In practice, 5 laps into it, I was getting real tight because I was just pushing it, trying to see what kind of lap time I could get. Because sometimes I try to compare my lap time to everybody else. But anyway, I think tires will come into play. 10, 15 laps into a run. The top's where the speed is, but that's where you're going to burn all your tires up because you're just trying to go as fast as you possibly can. So, I think tires come into play. I just got lucky with how everything fell.
Well, Jacob, congratulations, man. Welcome to the All-Star event, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you later. Congrats on that segment 1 win, and have fun watching this. I know it's going to be a wicked segment, too, so enjoy watching it, man, with a little bit of comfortability knowing that you're not out there anymore. But we'll be talking to you later, man, and congrats on making it to the event.
Appreciate it, guys.
That was driver of the number 22 segment 1 winner, Jacob Reeves. And then back down to his team. Coming back here, again, there is 4 cars left, 5 cars, I guess, because Doug Solms has decided to come back out. And who knows? It's been crazy. Anything just might happen. And he could maybe find himself in this All-Star race. He's 9 laps down. He's going to try. Green flag back in the air. Justin McMahon leads lap 16. Starting to open that gap is the 20 of Justin McMahon. Matthew Byers trying to work his way up. Bailey and St. Cure going at it for 3rd.
And St. Cure came down pit road, fixed a little bit of damage, even may have taken some tires. I'm not entirely sure, but right now fighting Scott Bailey for that 3rd position as Matthew Byers is starting to work a little bit more closer and closer.
St. Cure!
Oh, again. Minimal damage that time, but he's definitely going to have to make up a little bit more ground, even maybe possibly save these tires for that 5-lap segment later on. But how about Byers making a run at McMahon here possibly for to make it into the All-Star race? Does he have anything for the 20?
We now start lap 18, side by side. Byers down to the inside, trying to roll that bottom, but he's sideways. Getting down to the bottom side of the racetrack, it's McMahon holding station, holding steady, not breaking loose on that top side. McMahon still leads, this time by the stripe at 2 laps to go. Oh, he's in the wall.
And if I'm McMahon, I just want to stay focused and run this top. Do not scratch the wall like he did just there, but I would let Byers do that all day, every day. Go to that bottom, he's just going to lose all of his run on exit, but you don't want to let Byers get that top groove, or else he's going to get around side of you. Byers is going to try making this top work again and try to build a run as McMahon cuts it a little bit more shorter on this exit. Byers might have the run coming off the exit here.
A lap and a half to go in this battle at the front of the field. McMahon leads Byers, Bailey, and St. Cure, the only 4 runners left in the All-Star Open. 1 lap to go here in segment number 2.
Yeah, one more time for this 20 machine to make it all the way around and punch his ticket into the All-Star event. Does Matthew Byers have anything for this 20? As I said, that, he hits the wall. Scott Bailey's going to go around for 2nd, but doing all that, the 20 is checking out to about maybe a 3/10 of a second lead coming off turns 3 and 4. It looks like he's going to punch his ticket into the main event, Emerson.
Off of turn 4, Justin McMahon, he'll come across the line, he'll lead lap number 20, and he'll win segment 2. He's in the All-Star. The caution comes out, and Scott Bailey, St. Cure will be the front row. I'd imagine they'd be the front row. It's only Scott Bailey, Andrew St. Cure, and Matthew Byers left in the race now.
Yeah, and Kevin Powell brought his machine to the garage, so he is a day done. So it's basically just going to be a three-car shootout, I believe, on this 5-lap segment goes. But Doug Solomon will be out here, but he's 9 laps down, so it won't be as much running. But just McMahon will pull that 20 machine off of pit road and see himself to the garage to get himself ready for that main event.
The caution is out here. Scott Bailey does take the lead. And it's St. Cour and Byers second and third. We're going to go ahead and step aside, and we'll be right back with the third and final segment of the All-Star. Oh, crash under caution!
Oh, what?
Oh, no!
What just happened here? Scott Bailey was around. Andrew St. Cour's around.
No, don't tell me he has suspension damage.
Oh, Andrew St. Cour's got suspension damage.
You are kidding me.
Looks like it. Actually, no. I think he's
fine.
okay.
Scott Bailey does! Bailey toes!
Oh,
no! Oh my goodness.
Oh, this just changed everything.
Scott Bailey was the leader under caution. And they approached the pace car very fast. Everybody approaches the pace car very fast. St. Cour never sees it, doesn't slow down, runs into the 11 and eclipses right rear.
Man, all honestly, that just sounds like poor communication, honestly. Just not understanding where the pace car is on track and just ruining somebody else's race. I mean, Scott Bailey had a great run going and was in prime position to be the leader for this 5-lap shootout, and now he's just a day done.
I am not believing this. We're right on board with Andrew St. Cour. This is the caution is out. They're catching the pace car. The only 3 cars on track. Doesn't see the pace car.
No, he just never saw it.
And the thing is there, it didn't even look like he hit the 11. It was net code. Oh my goodness. That's gotta hurt even more. The fact that they didn't make contact.
If I'm Scott Bailey, I'm frustrated right now. I'm very frustrated.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just... I just don't know what to say about this.
You're gonna slow it down. Might not do too much. He misses him on iRacing's end, but Bailey gets hit net coded wise. And destroys the right rear suspension.
Oh, that's just not... That's not good.
I am not believing this. I don't quite know what to say. But Scott Bailey, he's out. He has already left the session and awaits now the results of the fan vote.
Yeah, Andrew St. Cour's coming back down pit road for repairs. He's the only one that can really challenge Matthew Byers right now for this win and possibly the 5-lap segment, but I just don't know how this is going to react, to be honest with you, Emerson. It's going to be interesting.
I really don't know. It's only Matthew Byers and Andrew St. Cour, and Andrew St. Cour is damaged. So it's the St. Cour have the speed left in that machine to try to challenge Matthew Byers.
I'm not entirely sure, but if I'm Matthew Byers right now, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. I mean, you gotta chuckle a little bit at it if you're him, but it's like, okay, now what do I do? But I mean, Andrew St. Cour's pulling off pit road now, so he's gonna stay on the lead lap. But
he's gonna have
I believe he's gonna have to. Yeah, he's gonna have to hustle. I believe they just took the choose and they're on the the green right now.
The one lead lap car took the choose. You're right.
Hey man, don't forget Doug Solms took that bottom too.
I think Solms is just running just to run. I think he feels that his day might be coming to a close here pretty soon. Just get a couple more laps in under his belt. Learn the car maybe a little bit more for the playoffs.
Oh, Adam Gardner's back out here now too.
Yeah, Adam Gardner's rejoined the track. Andrew St. Cour hauling around. Hopefully this time he sees the pace car.
I'm hoping so. He's doing 170 around the corner right now, so.
So the lapped vehicles stay down on the bottom, and Matthew Byers leads. The advantage here for Andrew St. Cour is his tires will be warmed up for this 5-lap segment. And he is latched onto the back of the field, so we are going single file. Byers leads St. Cyr. Green flag is in the air. 5 laps to decide who makes it into the All-Star.
And if I'm Andrew St. Cyr, I need to get around these lap cars quick, because Anthony Byers right now is checked out.
Yeah, this really is it. And he's only going to have 4 laps to do it. And he's going to absolutely send it. There's no holding back.
Yeah, he's got to just put his fastest laps he possibly can in right now, and just hopefully he can do something to that 94. But I feel like he's going to be a little too late. I feel like the 94 just got a really great restart.
Well, 4 laps to go. Let's see how this goes. On board, Matthew Byers looking back at Andrew St. Cyr, the gap 0.5 of a second.
And Andrew was about 0.4 of a second faster than our leader, so he's definitely making some pace, but can he just get there in time?
Off of turn 4, the gap actually going towards the favor of the 94. And Byers has run a faster lap that time. 3 laps to go, and St. Cyr catches the wall.
And just trying this middle lane to see if he can't make any ground on it, but that 94 is making good time on that top. Andrew actually gets a little loose off of 2. That's going to lose him even more time, as I believe Matthew Byers is coming around to take the white flag in this 5-lap shootout already, Emerson.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, this is going to be the last lap here in the All-Star Open.
Comes around quick. It's only 5 laps.
Matthew Byers holds a 0.9 of a second advantage over Andrew St. Cyr, and the mistake from Andrew St. Cyr under the caution period, clipping the right rear of the Scott Bailey, will more than likely eliminate Scott Bailey from this All-Star race. Andrew St. Cyr is in danger as well. All that is for nothing, though, as the 94 Matthew Byers, the lone survivor, he's going to win the All-Star Open, and Matthew Byers is in the All-Star race.
I don't think it's definitely the way he wanted to, but I mean, you got to take it any way you can, right? I mean, it's just one job well done for that 94 machine. A good 5 laps. He ran hard and clean and just made it all the way to the end and made his way into the All-Star event. How about that, Emerson? 2 newcomers both making the All-Star event in their first season.
Yep, McMahon and Byers both. You're right. Newcomers to the Outlaws Sim Series. It's their first season. Win their way into the All-Star, and technically, Byers did win a race here, so he's going to come around and celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you got the track to yourself. Why not?
You almost had it for those last 5 laps.
Yeah, I mean, he had all the time in the world.
Matthew Byers comes and parks, and I guess he's waiting for us to come talk to him, so let's go find him. I actually don't see him in the Discord. But while we attempt to find the 94 of Matthew Byers, we'll get our segment 2. Oh, no, he's in interview waiting.
Oh, there he is, and so is McMahon.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and we'll bring on up All-Star Open winner Matthew Byers. And Matt, welcome to the All-Star race. A little bit of a chaotic caution period led to this. What do you make of the whole situation?
I really don't know. I'm just thankful, but it's definitely not how I would ever want to win that. I wish we could have fought it out, definitely. But I'm just glad I was able to make it through. But
there you go. So 25 laps, and again, broken into 10-lap runs. You had 4 sets of tires, plenty of chances to come get fresh tires. Matt, what did you learn in these little short spurts that you're going to take with you to the 80-lap main event here in a few minutes?
I definitely learned a lot. Tires don't really matter a whole lot. Clean air is everything. Like, if you have someone like on 10, 15-lap old tires, but they have clean air, they're going to be about possible to pass unless they make a mistake. So, I mean, if you're deep in traffic, you can't tell a little bit of difference on tires, because I know my car, it would be really loose on the old tires, so I would pit if I was, like, in traffic. But anytime I was up front, I wouldn't give up the track position. That's what I learned.
So, a very wild and chaotic open of only 9 cars. Are you expecting more or less the same if we add more cars on the field?
I don't think so. I think there was just, maybe towards the end, but I think it's because there's so much intensity with the 10-lap, like, sprint. So, like, it was so intense. You know, if you win that, you're in. So I feel like that made it more chaotic. You never could really set in because you always had to be on the offensive. because that's how it was set up. So I don't think it'll be as chaotic.
Well, there you go. First season here in the Outlaws Sim Series, Matthew, and you win your way into the All-Star race. Congratulations on winning the Outlaws Sim Series All-Star Open. Best luck to you in the main event, and hopefully we're talking to you a little later on.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys do a good job. I appreciate it.
Sir, driver number 94, All-Star Open winner, Matthew Byers, and I have segment 2 winner, Justin McMahon. He's sitting by with you, Ed.
Yeah, how about it? Just McMahon, welcome to the Outlaw Sim Series All-Star Race, my friend. Good job on that segment 2 win. Tell us how you managed to take that one out there. I mean, you just look like you had all dominant control out there, man.
I don't know. It was interesting there for a little while. Got wrecked and got into the back of Adam, and it was hectic there for a while, but I just knew that I needed to drive the shoes off it in order to get the win to get into the All-Star race.
Yeah, you did one heck of a job doing it, and it's a little interesting now. We got 2 newcomers making it into the All-Star Sim Series. Of course, you and Byers both being the newcomers to the Outlaw Sim Series. I mean, it's got to feel great making the All-Star race in your first couple starts.
Yeah, it's been fun. We'll see what happens here. These guys are good, so it's going to be interesting to see how the whole race goes, but hopefully it'll work out in our favor, and we'll battle for the win.
Well, Justin, congrats on your segment 2 win, and welcome to the All-Star race, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later, and we have a little All-Star winner next to your name, so let's see how that goes, man. But congratulations and good luck, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That was driver of the number 20, segment 2 winner, Justin McMahon and Ed. We have tallied up the fan votes. And again, I want to say this. I said this at the top of the show as well. I want to thank every single person who went out on the Outlaws Sim Series Facebook page and left a comment voting for your favorite driver to vote them into the All-Star race. There's all the support there from all of you out there. Everybody who views the Outlaws Sim Series weekly, it was much appreciated. And again, we were blown away by the amount of people who participated in this year's fan vote. But if you counted the comments, or if you just looked at them, there was almost pretty clear that that this driver was going to secure. But the official counts do show that driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell, did win the All-Star fan vote. So Kevin Powell will be racing in the All-Star race. The official count was 44 votes to Doug Solms' 21. So Solms misses out there with the fan vote. And of course, there's many others who participate in the vote as well. But Kevin Powell will be racing in the All-Star race. So let's go ahead and bring him on up. Our All-Star fan vote winner, Kevin Powell. And Kevin, I know the Open did not go the way you intended, but you are running the All-Star race. What did you make of what happened in the Open, and what can you take from the Open to the All-Star?
We got a lot of, good information in the Open to apply in the All-Star race. It was unfortunate, a bunch of unfortunate events. I knew I had the fan vote from the beginning. I was, had I been up in the lead, I would have tried to win one of the segments, but if my teammates were there, then I wasn't going to push for it, trying to get as many teammates in as possible. But it was really unfortunate. When the 56 and the 12 had their little incident, I thought the 56 was going to stay high, but I think he kind of felt bad and pulled low, and then the 20 had nowhere to go, and that just took my chances out of getting any of the segments in the Open.
Yeah, very wild and chaotic Open. I also asked this question to Matthew Byers, but do you think the intensity of the Open, any of that's going to carry over to the All-Star?
That's really a tough question. I hope not, because it seemed like drivers were trying, whatever they could to, secure a spot. There was a couple of times I had to lift off the corner, because the guy wasn't clear when he slid in front of me. But I believe the All Star race is going to be very, very competitive. Times are pretty much around the same lap times. Even the ones in the open that you see wasn't hitting close to the lap times we were in practice. They were still there during the race. So it's going to come down to, I think, pit strategy and how well you save your car throughout the race.
Right on. And Kevin, talk about all the support you got this week. It looked like me being an admin of the Facebook page, I was consistently getting notifications all week saying 93 Powell all week. Talk about all the support that you had around you this week, and everybody who came to vote for you at the All-Star fan vote.
Oh yeah, so the support is amazing. A lot of it is family. We have a big family. I would say half my votes came from family. But the day the voting opened or whatever, my brother had gave me a phone call and was like, "Hey, voting's open. It's your chance to get in now if you want to try." And so as soon as he called me, I posted the link out there, all my friends and family know, and within an hour, I think I was up to like 22 votes right off the bat.
Well, there you go. Driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell. You're currently already on track and practicing for the All-Star race. Well, real quick, one more question. What about the new look on the 93 tonight?
I'm getting ready to run a throwback race at Darlington, so I was just looking at some Ford paint schemes, and this one really stood out to me. So I grabbed it, I painted it, and I'm pretty happy with it.
There you go. Driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell, the All-Star fan vote winner. Congratulations on getting into the All-Star race. Best luck to you tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you a little later on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell. And again, winning his way into the All-Star race. Well, by fan votes. Winning their way into the All-Star race tonight, of course, was the 94 Matthew Byers winning the Open. Justin Mcmahon winning Segment 2. And Jacob Reeves winning Segment 1. And they have all made their way into the practice session. And now we can take a look at the practice charts and look at the drivers who are in here. We got the qualifying for the All-Star race will be officially at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. 9:10 p.m. Eastern. So you have 8 minutes till qualifying here, Ed, before the session will be advanced. It's Jennings top of the charts over Fitzpatrick, Lacey, Stutzman, Powell, Berger, Holt, Service, Ms. Schumacher, McMahon, Reeves, Devin Smith, and Byers has yet to set a lap. So 14 right now in the All-Star race session. And what do you make of what you see?
I'm really not surprised at our top three. I mean, Jonathan Jennings, our points leader going into the playoffs and all, showing he's got some dominant speed at a 30.4. I mean, man, that's fast in practice. But Seth Fitzpatrick, I mean, he hasn't had the kind of runs that we've expected from him these last couple of weeks. And we see Max Service taking a nosedive. It looks like to the straightaway wall on the back. But, Landon Lacey, our Bristol winner, and came up short a little bit in Nashville, had the little issues there with some pit strategy, but it's going to be an interesting race, to say the least. I definitely feel like there's a lot of potential in this All-Star race, and it's going to be interesting, especially with how this format's going to be, Emerson.
Absolutely. And I was trying to get a look at the car there, and they are returning to the track. There's our regular season champion, Max Service, in that beautiful number 81 Burgart's Hellman Chevrolet Camaro, and this is Max running an inverted scheme for the All-Star race, and pretty nice. Actually, I think this looks great under the lights.
It's different. I actually do like it myself too. I know about the pink rims though, but other than that, it looks good.
Yeah, maybe a little too much pink, but it does fit, and pretty nice car. I'm intrigued to see how Max will do in the All-Star. And here, how about this? This is a throwback. And
now that's what I like it.
Now, if you don't know, Ed, this is the same paint scheme that Seth Berger won the Season 1 championship in. So Seth looking to bring a little bit of luck to his side alongside him this season, at least here in the All-Star race.
And blue's my favorite color, so I'm appreciative of anything that has blue on it.
I'm a huge orange fan, so I like the orange as well.
Oh, he's got that blue chrome too on the front. You see where that LW is on the hood? It's even reflecting. Oh man, that's a nice space scheme.
So Swift Racing bringing out some beautiful cars with them here.
I'm sorry, what did that say on the back right there? On the back of his car? He has something with lettering on the back of his car.
Trying to see
I don't
it
know if we
there.
can get an angle of it.
Nobody's behind him right now on the track. Let's see.
I thought it said something rise up.
Oh yeah, Burger Nation rise up.
Oh my goodness.
No, that was, I think, one of my taglines back in season 1. Well, we were starting out with the Outlaws Sim Series. Yeah, Burger Nation rise up. I would say that a lot because Seth was winning a lot, and let's be real, a good majority of the viewers then, and still a good majority of the viewers now, was Burger Nation. And it just kind of stuck. Seth Burger would take the lead quite often in season 1, and again, it was a phenomenal season. Talking about past champions, returning to the Outlaws Sim Series is defending Outlaws Sim Series champion Greg Holt. He will not be able to go on a title defense this year. He is not in the playoffs, but he is here for the All-Star race.
Yeah, not bad on the speed charts either. I believe right now they have him P6 on the speed chart. And you see just behind him Jason Miz, who's working with him as well. So Jason Miz in that nice little blue bruisey 24 Chevrolet Camaro. But
and the Don Wheaton, that's a dealership. I believe that's sponsoring everybody there at that frontline performance sim sport group of drivers there. Running with one another, getting a little bit of pack practice, if you will.
Yeah, nice trying to learn a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Got 4 minutes left in practice. Everybody just kind of, learning what they can. And watching the, I guess they're more formally known now as Frontline Esports. I'll just call them the Frontline Boys. Oh, in the wall is Greg Holt.
Oh, Miz is actually going to hit him. Yeah. Oh boy, but I'm excited, man. We're going All-Star racing in Kansas. I mean, that Open was fantastic and it was exciting and had some interesting but yet intriguing stuff happen, but I don't think we're going to have any of that in this. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more compact, I should say. I feel like these drivers are some of the best that we got in the business, so I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Watching Justin McMahon work his way around the track. Want to go ahead and check in on everybody out in the live chat. Want to shout out everybody who's out there and rooting on your favorite drivers in live chat. I see some Kevin Powell support out there. I see Adam out in the chat. Oh, and a few others in chat. I believe one of I believe that is a Gaffrey out in the chat. That was look at a Holt wrecking again. I'd imagine that's also in playful spirit. But good to see everybody coming on out and supporting. And yeah, if you want to root or you want to show us who you are supporting tonight, go ahead and drop a comment down in chat. We'll go ahead and take a look at what everybody's looking at or what everyone's rooting at tonight. Big hit there for Max Service. Hopefully he's not practicing for what'll happen tonight.
I'm interested to see. Devin Smith has a new paint scheme this week, and it's interesting to say the least, but I'm just not...
Oh, the Nesquik.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see this. I haven't heard of Nesquik in I don't even know how long, man. It's been a minute. I used to drink that in school sometimes. Oh, Greg Holt's going for another spin.
Yeah, Greg Holt went around. That good-looking car. Wonder what car Devin Smith will be bringing to the table for the playoffs.
He's got a lot of sponsors. First he had that Mountain Dew, now he's got Nesquik. I wonder what's next week. Or 2 weeks, actually.
I wonder, would they be conflicting Mountain Dew and Nesquik? They're both beverages, but they're
I don't
not.
know. I think this is more of
Nesquik's
a
not a soft drink.
No, it's more of a milky drink, I would say. At least, it's a mixture. So, I don't think it would mix with that. I'm really interested to see what kind of paint scheme this is based off of. I've never seen this ran on track, this Haas Automation Ford. I don't remember that. I don't know if Cole Custer ever ran it, or if it's just way, way back, and I just don't know. But maybe I'm too young for that, but maybe a really old paint scheme that I've never seen before, but we're coming in shorter on sweet than this practice time. We got about a little over 30 seconds left before qualifying begins, but Em, you ready? I'm pretty ready. I think we're ready to get some All-Star winner.
I'm ready. I'm ready for some All-Star racing action. Now, let's take a look at talk about tonight's race format, if you will. It's an 80-lap race. Segments, 7 breaks at lap 30 and lap 60. Caution laps do not count, and between lap 30 and 60, you must make a mandatory, I'd imagine, green flag pit stop. That'll be fun to keep track of as well. For the 14 drivers in tonight's field, and still waiting on Adam to advance us to the next session.
I believe you just went through drivers' meeting with the drivers, so I believe we might be getting there.
That is probably explaining the All-Star format. 82 Adrian Schumacher, of course, out here. Drift in a Toro Rosso. Now they're AlphaTauri, but Toro Rosso livery. There, and qualifying now will begin. For the 14 car field that were brought here to Kansas. A bit of All-Star racing up in the air tonight, and here comes number 81, Max Service. And finally got that number moved forward for that number 81 machine. Finally came along with the times.
Yeah, he was back in 2021 a little bit, but takes him a little bit, but
Devin,
a regular season champ.
Devin just texted me, Devin Smith, telling me that Nesquik is milk, chocolate milk, and strawberry. Yeah, I didn't know. I've had Nesquik.
Yeah, I told you it was milk. It ain't gonna interfere with the Mountain Dew.
I know, but it's also a beverage.
You think it would interfere by beverage?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's more of a treat than Mountain Dew is to gain energy.
Mountain Dew's not an energy drink.
It can count. It's got caffeine in it.
I guess some caffeine, but it's not. Sideways Max Service out of turn 4 to the line of a number 81 machine. It'll be the fastest time because it'll be the first time on the board. It'll be a 31.454. Let's catch up with driver of the number 54, Landon Lacey.
And this is definitely somebody I think we're going to have to keep our eye on tonight. I think Landon's got a little bit more speed than what we can imagine. I know he's still trying to get a fix with this NextGen car as he's trying to get as much reps as he can with it, but he's definitely showing he's got some pace. The winner at Bristol had a good showing at Nashville, and looks like he's doing okay as Max Service sets the fastest time right now with a 7.68. It looks like Landon's going to hit the wall. Yeah, one more go at it.
Not good news for the Charge Racing number 54.
How about last year's champ?
Oh, yeah, last year's champ, Greg Holt. He goes third, Greg Holt does. Powell top of the charts. He's brought some heat with his big-time support coming into today's race for the All-Star fan vote. He's bringing some heat with that.
That was a steamer.
Absolutely.
And he's not even sponsored by Stanley Steamer. That was just a steamer.
Seth Fitzpatrick to the line. That lap will put him 7th out of 8, and Lacey's lap is gonna keep him best 8th. That is it for Landon Lacey.
Yeah, I think that second lap was mainly the moneymaker for him, but he just barely skipped the wall, and that's what Happens when you hit that wall, your time gets disallowed, and they don't let you really gain much advantage. But Seth Fitzpatrick's having a great lap here.
Seth Fitzpatrick.
Oh yeah, great lap. Jumps up the
second quickest. Watching Jeremiah Stutzman get up to speed. Let's catch up with Hebrews out there. Here's Devin Smith. This is his third lap. Sorry, second lap. Starting his third lap. Does not improve. So this is it for Devin Smith this lap that we're watching.
Yeah, and running the bottom, which is a little bit more different than most of our top 5 right now.
Devin Smith, Season 2 Bristol winner. That's why he was locked into the All-Star race. And almost went back-to-back at Bristol Concrete. Devin Smith comes across the line. That'll be 9th quickest, 4 of a 95. Jacob Reeves into 22.
Yeah, segment 1 winner in the All-Star Open. Got some good speed. See what he can do in this 22 Chevrolet Camaro.
All-Star Open segment 1 winner Jacob Reeves, driver's second highest in points this season without a win. And Reeves improves to 8th.
I haven't really seen much lately grinding more on this third lap, so maybe that second lap might be it for him, but see what if he pays out there as we see Jeremiah Stutzman making some turns around there. His first lap was a 39.62. I don't know if that was by design going that slow, but I don't think we've seen a time like that all night tonight.
Not entirely sure. It's at 8:20 though. Puts him 8th quickest. Final lap now for Stutzman.
How upset is he going to be if somebody tells him that he's just 1/1000th of a second off of Justin McMahon's time?
He's tied.
Actually, they're about identical.
Yeah, they're tied. I think Schumacher won 1/1000th off of Greg Holt. Berger only 5 1/1000ths off of teammate Max Service. And Stutzman puts it in the wall. He'll tie for 7th.
Man, the only driver that really hasn't made a time yet is Jonathan Jennings, and I haven't seen him on track yet. But Matthew Byers is out there, our segment 3 winner.
All-Star Open winner Matthew Byers. See if he's got anything for these boys. I know people will think that he kind of lucked his way into the All-Star race of everything that went on around him.
Oh, that's a good lap.
No, that was actually slower than his previous lap.
Oh, I misread that. I was looking at the different driver. My bad.
And I don't know if he's got a setup. He's about a second off here, so he might just be running.
Hey, I should want to 10 slower.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for him.
No, he's about a second off the pace right now.
Improves, but it will not even beat Jason Miz. Byers goes from about a second off to about half a second off, but does not get ahead of anyone. So that does it for him. We still have one driver left to qualify, Jonathan Jennings, but he has yet to take to the track.
He's done this in the past recently. He hasn't been making qualifying runs, but he somehow manages to have a really great race run, so maybe he's just that confident.
You know what? He may be using this as a little bit of practice for the playoffs. And, of course, you can take a look at the playoff schedule. That, of course, we've been talking about it. Daytona Road is in 2 weeks' time, because next week we're off next week. And after that, we go to Daytona Road, then Milwaukee, then the Charlotte Roval. And then we'll eliminate the bottom 4 points. Second round, we'll go to Lakeland, Florida's USA International, the short track that we were definitely put through the ringer on here in the iRacing Rookie Oval Series Street Stocks and Legend Cars.
Everybody has at least some experience at USA International.
Yeah, we went through the ringer there. Talladega, of course, round 31. Round 32, the track that's dubbed as Too Tough to Tame. The Lady in Black, Darlington Raceway is the second elimination race. We'll take the bottom 4 out of the 12 in this round, and we'll send them over to Homestead Miami Speedway to open up round number 3. Atlanta, which has now been reconfigured into a super speedway type of package, and North Wilkesboro, the chaotic throwback short track to round out round number 3. We'll take the bottom 4 out of those 8, ship them to Richmond, put them all in the box 300 laps, and see who comes out on top. And that is our playoff schedule for this season. We take a look at the points once again, Ed, and now we're going to see a lot of the drivers with green point totals next to their name. We're going to see a lot of those drivers here.
Absolutely. And, Jonathan Jennings, Max Service, Seth Berger, Jeremiah Stutzman, Seth Fitzpatrick, Adrian Schumacher are all here. And Jacob Reeves.
Scott Bailey did not make
Scott
it.
Bailey did not make it.
Yep. Gardner, St. Court, Bothwell. Actually, that's it. We only have 7 of the
that's
top
pretty much it.
12. Devin Smith did. So 8 of the playoff drivers. We are missing half the playoff drivers. Plus, we have winners from the previous season. We have Jason Miz, who won the Daytona season opener last season here. Greg Holt, who, of course, won the championship, won a few races with that as well. And then drivers who won their way into the All-Star race, and Jacob Reeves and Justin McMahon and Matthew Byers and Kevin Powell with the fan vote. So, yeah, that is actually what's comprised of his 14-car field. Plus Landon Lacey, who's won a couple times this season as well. But 20 seconds left here in qualifying. Jennings was not taking it to the track. Real quick, go ahead and check out all of our social media platforms. Our Facebook, our YouTube, our Twitch, our Twitter, our Instagram. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. Those are all of our links there on the bottom of the screen. Quick look at the weather. Session ticks over. This actually might change as the session ticks over. So we'll see here on the session tick. And yeah, winds pretty much a little bit more.
And that changed.
14.5 miles an hour winds out of the south. The track temp's still the same, relatively the same from the open. It's only 2 degrees cooler, and it's already pretty tight. So those are the conditions these drivers are going to be dealing with tonight, Ed. And it's a driver who had to. He didn't even win his way into the All-Star race. He didn't even win his way. He didn't win his way to the All-Star race this season, last season, or through the Open. He won his way into the All-Star race via fan vote. Pole sitter Kevin Powell, to his outside, will be the driver who is tied for the 5th seed in the playoffs, Seth Fitzpatrick. Row 2 will be 2nd seed in the playoffs, driver number 81, Max Service. 3rd seed in the playoffs, Seth Berger. He will start 4th. Row 3, it'll be the 3 of Greg Holt, the defending Outlaws Sim Series champion. Tied for the 5th seed in the playoffs, Adrian Schumacher in the 82 will start 6th. In row number 4, we'll find the 20 of Justin McMahon, who won segment 2 of the All-Star Open, and Jeremiah Stutzman, who tied himself for the 4th seed in the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs. Ed?
Yeah, row 5, we got this Open 1 winner of the All-Star Open, Jacob Reeves in the 22. To his outside, we got the 54 of Landon Lacey, Bristol winner recently in the past. Row 6, Devin Smith in the 95, a previous winner last season at Bristol, makes his way into the race. Alongside him, Jason Miz, also a recent winner in Outlaws Sim Series, making his way into the All-Star race. Row 7, Matthew Byers, our Segment 3 winner in the All-Star Open in 13th. Alongside him is outside our playoff leader right now, currently, Jonathan Jennings in the 91.
And I don't think Jennings took to the grid. So we have only 13 drivers on this grid now, Ed. This is very intriguing.
That's interesting, knowing that Jennings was the fastest guy in practice, too. So not sure about all that. So we'll have to get an update on that. That was interesting, to say the least.
So, again, this race is an 80-lap race. We'll have a segment break at the end of lap 30, a segment break at the end of lap 60, and, of course, the race ends at lap 80. Caution laps do not count tonight, Ed, and, of course, stage 2, or segment 2, you have to make a mandatory pit stop, which I imagine is going to be enforced to be under green flag conditions. Kevin Powell elects the outside lane for the start.
That'll be the main thing, is when these drivers make that mandatory pit stop in segment 2. But segment 1, we're going 30 laps straight. Get ready to go all-star racing here. Kevin Powell leading us to the green.
Absolutely. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of fan vote winner Kevin Powell Racing in the All-Star race. Very hard racing for the lead. Seth Berger racing Kevin Powell to the line, and it's Powell who leads lap number 1 over Seth Berger. Adrian Schumacher shot out of a cannon. He goes up to third.
Yeah, he got a big jump off of turns 3 and 4, running that top lane. Looking underneath the inside of the 2, possibly for turns 2 for position 3, but Seth Berger and Kevin Powell both looking again for the lead. Seth Berger looking to the bottom. Kevin Powell running the top. Well, we got action going around all over this track right now.
Oh, in the walls! Powell! Berger has to dive down to the bottom.
Oh, almost. That was almost really bad for Seth Berger, but right now Seth Fitzpatrick makes advantage of that. Goes to the top and takes advantage of P2. Now looking to the outside of Seth Berger for the lead.
Side by side for the race lead. Fitzpatrick by. Oh, Jacob Reeves!
A good save. Looked like a little reminiscent of what happened with Scott Bailey in that first open.
Now side by side, up front, it's a Seth and Seth show, and it's Seth Fitzpatrick holding the top spot.
Man, Adrian Schumacher looking underneath Kevin Powell now going into turns 1 and 2. Greg Holt also looking underneath Max Service. Ooh, Adrian had a moment on the bottom. He had to check up big. We might go 3 wide here off of turns 2. Oh, it's going to get tight.
And the battling here between Schumacher, Service, Holt, McMahon, and Lacey. It is tight. Schumacher holds station in 4th. Yeah,
I was about to say, how about the start for Schumacher? I mean, he just shut out of a cannon, like you mentioned, off of turns 3 and 4, got around Seth Fitzpatrick, but all that, Schumacher's making gains on this field right now, but it looks like this top 3 is starting to pull away a little bit. Oh, we're going 3 wide into turns 3 here.
Holt down the bottom side, Schumacher in the middle, Service up high, 3 wide. Through the corner. I think Service is going to back out, let these, oh, there's still 3 wide. And Schumacher holds station, but here comes Holt, Landon Lacey, following Season 2 champ Greg Holt up the inside.
And just McMahon on the top, following our regular season champ Max Service, now looking 3 wide through the middle of a turn 2.
This is great stuff between some of the best in the series. McMahon now drives it hard on the outside. What a drive up there.
Man, really making that top work. I'm really interested to see how these guys on the bottom are going to try to make some moves on this bottom lane. It just doesn't seem like a lot's going on right now, but right now our top 3 are pulled out by almost a second on this back 5.
Yep, there they are. Fitzpatrick holding station ahead of Berger and Powell.
And Fitzpatrick looks really comfortable right now. I don't know if it's just me seeing it, but it looks like Fitzpatrick's really comfortable running this top lane around here. So it looks like he's really been paying attention to how he needs to be patient around this track and just make sure he's not close to that wall to where he's hitting it. But as soon as I say that, Kevin Powell looks like he's going to the outside of Seth Berger for second.
And Powell trying to get that run around the outside. And they're nose to tail now back there. Powell trying to size up Seth Berger.
Man, Seth doing a really good job on the defense right now of Kevin Powell, but it's just if he's going to be able to hold Kevin Powell off this whole time. It looks like right now Seth's just playing a little bit more defense than offense right now. As soon as I say that, Seth goes to the bottom now and turns 1 and 2, which is a little bit interesting, giving Kevin Powell the run here on exit. Does Kevin make a move, possibly deduct to the inside? I think Seth is really trying to entice him to do it to where he could pull away maybe a little bit more of a gap on this 93.
Diving down to the bottom is Powell, side by side now. Oh, Powell tight. Very tight track conditions, Ed.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, though. If he stays side by side with him through the corner, Kevin might have a chance to maybe even get a little bit further ahead of Seth Berger on 1 and 2. And doing all this is going to reel the 20 and the 54 into this conversation.
Fitzpatrick caught the wall a little bit. Nothing to really be alarmed at. Looking at this battle here between Holt and Service real quick just to check in. Service actually really driving around the outside. He might just blow by Greg Holt here.
Yeah, 2 champions. One's a regular season champ. One's our season 2 champ.
You're right, Max Service, again, the driver who won over 26 races, Stutzman, and Greg Holt might be in some trouble here.
Oh, and Service got a little loose there, too. I was going to say, Stutzman looked like, almost like Adrian there, showed out of a cannon over turn 3 and got side by side with Holt. And that stuff was all over the back. Yeah, he's all over the back now. He just seems like this top lane is just making drivers shoot out of a cannon off exit every corner. Watch this. Off of turns 4, Stutzman might shoot out of a cannon again and clear Max.
And this is what we were talking about. Stutzman's going to complete the pass on Max Service for 7. Especially at the top of the show, right? And especially in the All-Star Open. I think the high side is going to be the lane you want on a short run or qualifying. But if you're trying to save tires for a long run, it's going to be that outside lane.
Yeah, and remember, we're going a little bit further than what we did in the Open. We're going 30 laps to the end of this first segment. Oh, and McMahon almost had a close moment with the wall there as he clears Seth Berger now for 3rd. Seth Berger's in a little bit of trouble falling back. Yeah. I wonder if he's maybe thinking the conservative side like we were just talking about. But remember, we're going 30 laps to the end of this first segment. And then we're going on another 30 laps to where they have to make a mandatory green flag pit stop. So maybe a little bit of strategy maybe playing out by some of these guys. Maybe like a Seth Berger or maybe a Greg Holt saving tires. But we know Greg Holt, he likes to use this stuff up a little bit early and then he starts to fall off a little bit. And McMahon, man, he's just really getting closer and closer to hitting that wall. He's really trying to get everything he can out of this 20 machine right now.
Yeah, Justin McMahon was absolutely on it. And Stutzman...
I really want to say it, too. I'm really impressed by that 20.
Oh, sideways! Between Lacey and Stutzman Stutzman's on the move. Oh, Lacey, a problem!
Lacey, a big problem. It looked like he's just pulling over.
Big problem for Lane Lacey, and he is out. Lacey has left.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was having a great moment there. He was struggling a lot. But, yeah, I mean, Stutzman's our biggest mover, I believe, right now, currently. Up from, I believe, 8th to 5th right now. Actually, no. Justin McMahon is our biggest mover from 7th to 3rd. Excuse me.
All right, but you are right, at least on Stutzman, 8th to 5th. And he's looking at 4th right now on Seth Berger.
Yeah, I don't know if Seth is just thinking that this bomb's going to kick in for him soon or if this is a tire-saving strategy. But doing all this, he's losing a lot of ground. And you might want to start thinking about jumping up to the outside line and make some time up. But Stutzman just clears them really easily on that top lane. I mean, Stutzman's got a good machine right now.
This may be Seth's experimentation segment, right? You know you're going to get
loose.
2 cautions for sure. Why not figure out what you can in this first segment, see what's going to work, especially since you didn't run the Open, right? Figure out what you can, and then use that in segment 2 and 3. And Schumacher hits the wall.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to say the least, Emerson. I think that the timing on that green flag pit stop that these drivers have to make during that second segment is going to be big key, and to who pays out the most out of that, and then going to that short little segment in the third segment, it's going to be even interesting. I just feel like whoever makes that green flag stop towards the end and maybe has to use his tires a little bit less, maybe Macy takes a gamble, stay out during that last segment, that 20-lap segment. I mean, remember, I asked Jacob Reese how he felt about tires, and he thinks that they're big and key, but I just felt like when you were the leader, you really didn't have to worry about those guys on new tires because they didn't really make up that much ground.
It's battle for 10th. Devin Smith, Jason Miz. Season 2 winners. Bristol for Devin Smith. Daytona. Season opener for Jason Miz.
I think Kevin Powell might have hit the wall in second. He fell off from 2/10 to about 8/10 now.
And McMahon might
he's falling off big now, too. Yeah, he fell off big right there. McMahon, I know I said it earlier, I'm really impressed with this 20 machine. I mean, I forgot where he really impressed me. I think it was Bristol. He was really showing he had competitive speed to keep up with Landon Lacey for the win, and just had that unfortunate, mistake where he got caught up in a wreck. But he's been bringing consistent speed. I know he didn't really show it at Nashville last week, but I really wouldn't be surprised if this 20 wins a race during the playoffs, Emerson. I would say it now.
Sure.
You could put that on a sticky note and send it. I have no fear in saying that this 20 will win a race during the playoffs.
And that's another thing we're gonna talk about, right? Ed, is that we've gotten a lot of part-time drivers over the course of the summer. I know somebody like a Ray Schaefer, he's probably not gonna run too many more Outlaws races this season because of school. But I'm looking at like a Landon Lacey who just returned right now here, a couple races ago. Mcmahon, who came to the series, Byers, and so many more names who are just showing up. Cortez. Right, all these drivers that are part timers who didn't make the playoffs this season, they're all fast, and there's gonna be there's potential for a lot of playoff spoilers this season.
Yeah, I mean, these guys that are racing for the playoffs, they don't have to back out from these playoff guys. These playoff guys have to be more worried that they don't get caught up in these non-playoff guys fighting for wins. I mean, they gotta worry about everything else, but these guys that are fighting in the playoffs for one single bit, they just want to get wins. And how big of a change would that be if somebody fighting for the win in the playoffs needs a win, and the guy that not even in the playoffs gets the win? I mean, that's a big difference.
Absolutely, and it's added a whole other dynamic to the playoffs that we're looking at. I don't know. Oh, and big time damage! Is that Seth Fitzpatrick? Is he have suspension damage?
I think he might be actually glitched. I think he's been having a little bit of a internet issue going on a little bit. Lag. But it looked like it. I was about to agree with you for a second. I saw the sparks too. And
I saw
usually when you see sparks, you see something broke. Yeah, usually when you see sparks, it means something's broken.
You see sparks on the straightaway. That's really bad.
Yeah, that's really, really bad.
Oh, he's sideways though. Very sideways is that 2 car.
Oh, and the 20 looks like he had a moment too. Unless he's just really running the bottom.
I think Mcmahon is just trying to find his spot and hold station in front of the 93 if he can. But not clear. Going at it here.
Yeah, Powell's going to try to get back to second after having that little bit of a struggle. I believe he might have hit the wall. I don't know if there's damage on that right side. I don't see no... Actually, no, I see a little bit of a crinkle on that right front. We're about, I would say, about coming to 6 laps to go in this segment. So every position from here right now matters. I mean, these guys are going to... I would expect everybody on the track right now to come down the pit road and get 4 tires once the segment's over. But then it's going to be the battle to who comes first for that green flag stop. Do you wait it out maybe and wait towards the end to come do that stop? Or do you maybe take your chances early and then hopefully fight off that guy on the fresher tires towards the end? That's going to be the key, who does what.
Absolutely. That's intriguing as well, There's a potential for a yellow in the middle of that segment, right? What if if you put lap 1, right? Just get your stop done and over with. If you get caught a lap down, and a lot of people did that same strategy, you might have boomed yourself for the whole race. So, there's the, thought about maybe trying to go longer. But the way this first segment is looking, you could also be somebody who looks at, the field, watches them. Oh, sideways is Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, and I was going to say, too, Emerson, I mean, with the aggression that we've seen since the start of the drop of the green flag, I would not be surprised if a yellow were to fly during this second segment with how second
very
segment.
Sideways.
And it looks like Stutzman's really struggling right now. I don't know, maybe if he just burned off that right rear tire or if he maybe hit the wall and the handling of his car's gone away, but he's not having a good time right now on handling.
And there's something to miss on that 71. Is this battle for 7 for Reeves and Max Service.
Max has been slowly but surely, he fell back a little bit, but now it looks like he's starting to fight his way up towards the front again. And Jacob Reeves, who won our open in the first segment. Ooh, I think Max got the wall there.
Max got the wall there. Now it's going to hurt this battle for position. Also battle for position behind between Holt and Miz.
Man, we saw those two battling in practice.
Yeah, they were just having fun in practice. Who knew they were going to be putting it to the test here?
I wonder if Miz learned anything. Maybe he used a little bit of moves to get around the 3-0.
Maybe so. Maybe so. This is all going on. This is about 12 seconds back of race leader Seth Fitzpatrick, who takes 2 laps to go in segment number 1.
Like I said, I just looks like this 2 is just fairly comfortable right now. It just doesn't look like he's making many mistakes. Looks like he's pretty much set sailing with this clean air. I mean, he's pulled out about 1.5 seconds on the 20 of Justin McMahon, so nice little start for this 2 group. Hopefully he can keep it going the rest of the night as he's coming around to take the white flag in the segment.
1 lap to go in segment number 1, and Miz has gotten around Greg Holt for 9th. Looks like Reeves is going to hold station over Max Service for 7th. And as far as battles around the track, there's not many.
There's a lot of separation.
Quick check in on Miz holding station over Greg Holt. We'll find Seth Fitzpatrick, who will win segment 1 here of the All-Star race.
Just McMahon second, with Kevin Powell in third, Adrian Schumacher fourth, and Jeremiah Stutzman rounds out the top 5.
I'd imagine, I guess they are waiting on everybody to cycle
and
through.
There's
the yellow. So caution comes out. Lap 31. Caution laps will not count. I'll work through a caution period. And again, the scoring on the ticker will be a little messed up, but that is not because of technical difficulties. That's just because when caution laps don't count, time and scoring get a little funky. And actually, we're gonna bring up Seth Fitzpatrick. But actually, I'm gonna let him pit, and then we'll bring him on up.
That was an exciting stage 1.
Sure. Yeah, there was great battles all the way around. Cars getting sideways. Drivers literally figuring out how their cars are handling on a 30-lap run on the fly.
Yeah, and I wonder if some of them are going to take some note, maybe make some adjustments to their cars to get ready for another 30-lap run, but it's going to be a little bit more of a different 30-lap run.
Some drivers may make it a 15-lap run. Some
Maybe
may try to
even
go
a 20.
20 or 25.
I don't see how people don't go longer than 20. I think 20 is probably the limit, just to make up some time. You know, I don't think you want to have 5 laps to come out on new tires and make up time. I think you want as much time as you can, as we see all of our leaders come down pit road to get a 4 tires and fuel stop, hopefully. So we'll see what happens as we see Seth Fitzpatrick pull into his box.
Oh, and
he had to back up. We had a couple takers miss it. I saw Adrian Schumacher had to back up on pit road.
But that car behind Seth missed it as well. And it's Greg Holt.
Yep, that is Greg Holt.
Down and away is the 2 still.
Oh, looks like Seth Fitzpatrick still wins the race off pit road. Seth Berger actually jumps to 3rd.
Had seen that. Let's go ahead and bring on up driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. Bring on up segment 1 winner, Seth Fitzpatrick. And Seth, not points racing tonight, you know, not going for anything playoff-wise, but having a lot of fun tonight in the All-Star race. Taking the lead there pretty early in segment 1. How do you feel?
It's okay. Not really where I'd like it to be, but I'm fighting 2 different things on both ends, so I'm afraid to touch it, to be honest.
Oh, no. That is the worst. When you got one feeling in one corner and another feeling in another. With that being said, how aggressive or how passive are you going to take this second stage, knowing that there is, you know, a mandatory pit stop in this stage?
Well, I mean, I just look at it as this race ain't paying nothing, so we're just gonna run it as hard as we can.
Well, there you go. What was it like? I don't know how intently you watched the All-Star Open, but what kind of notes did you pull from the Open if you did?
I didn't watch it, to be honest, but I know I know some of the guys were talking about just being loose off, and I'm kind of fighting the same as well.
Right on. And then with this being a 30-lap run, the opening segment and the second segment, is there anything you're planning on to right now, at least at the end of lap 30? Is there anything you're planning on that lap 60 pit stop on working, maybe making the car a little more stable for that 20-lap run, or leaving it the same then?
It was pretty manageable, the first 20. The last 10 of this run was getting pretty rough, but I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. I haven't made up my mind yet.
All right, well, there you go. Driver of the number 2 current race leader and segment 1 winner, Seth Fitzpatrick. Best of luck to you, Seth. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little later on.
Yep, see ya.
Driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. And everybody has made their choices already. Got a little late there on the choose. But Fitzpatrick elects the outside lane.
Yeah, and I just listening to that. As a crew chief, that is one thing you do not want to hear. Is fucking 2 different things in both corners.
What do you do?
Hey man, I just at this. If I'm your crew chief, I'm saying just put up with it. I got nothing for you. I mean,
got
I'm
nothing.
You fix one thing,
You'll make the other worse.
To work, yeah. And I was just listening over the radios just now. I heard a lot of drivers said they made adjustments to their cars this time on that pit stop. So we're gonna see a lot more different, maybe front runners here possibly. We'll see what happens here on this restart though. But a lot of drivers making adjustments to their cars. So a lot of unhappy drivers with the handling of their cars right now.
Oh, that was pretty evident by how sideways the cars are getting. I'll be intrigued to see if a driver really likes their adjustments, do they go long, and if the driver hates their adjustments, do they go short and make some new adjustments. We'll have to see. As the iRacing.com safe vehicle finds its way off of turn 4 and making that hard left turn into the safety of pit lane. The field in the hands of the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick. And green flag back in the air. Segment 2 is underway, and these drivers have a mandatory pit stop. So here we go into turn 1. Powell holds station there in second. And it's Jason Miz trying to make something happen on that outside back here in 5th, or battling for 5th anyway. The top 4 get single file. It's McMahon 3rd, Berger 4th. This is all behind race leader Seth Fitzpatrick. Holt, Miz, Schumacher to battle for 5th.
Yeah, we had some 3-wide action too going on. I saw the 3, the 24, the 81 going 3-wide on the front straightaway. Jeremiah Stutzman had a bad pit stop, it looks like, and he's all the way back here now trying to make his way back up into that top 5 to where he was before the end of that segment. But it looks like just McMahon is all over the back right now. Kevin Powell trying to make a move all over, but Seth Berger is also looking. Greg Hull is pulling away from that second pack, now making his way into this first pack. We got stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah, and if you're going to make a move, as Berger is making a move, you want to make sure that the car behind is... Oh, very tight.
And McMahon hit the wall. I was scared for a second that Seth was going to actually run in the back of him. That would have caused a big chain reaction right there, but looks like everything's okay right now. The 20 might have a little bit of a scrape on that right side, but looks like Seth's going to look around to the outside of just McMahon. And Seth was one of those guys I heard over the radios that made a big swing of adjustments on that last pit stop to his car, so it's going to be interesting to see how the 77 handles, but looks like the 3 Greg Holt and the 82 of Adrian Schumacher are starting to get into this fight a little bit here.
See everybody there? The 12 cars left in this race. Landon Lacey called it quits in the middle of segment 1. But the 12 cars remaining in this race still working their way around the track. McMahon gets back to the outside. Berger shuts the door. Oh, contact!
I don't know if that was contact or if that was just the handling on that 77 machine,
yeah.
But I mean, I just don't know. It just looks like the 77 is just more content running the bottom than he is the top right now. You would think playing a little bit of defense, you would run the top to not let the 20 get a run on you on the exit, but it looks like Seth was just able to just give it to him. He just didn't care, and looks like Seth's going to try to play a little bit more different now as he's going from a middle to the bottom entry. But hopefully he doesn't have that kind of mistake again where he got loose there. That might be a little bit of a factor with the little bit of adjustments he made on that previous pit stop, but we'll see what happens there as we see the 95 of Devin Smith working around the outside, hopefully of Jason Miz here on the 24.
He was ahead and Miz passed. So this is not...
See that move Stutzman just made? You see that move Stutzman just made over before? He didn't know which lane to pick to go around Max Service, so he just chose the outside right now. But Stutzman Stutzman must have had an issue on that pit stop or something. He fell off, I think, at least like 5-6 spots. So he's got to have a lot of work made out.
Damage because he did have an issue.
Oh, we might have 3 wide here.
3 wide out of 4. We do, and Stutzman's pounding the wall down.
Oh, he hit the wall, but luckily he didn't hit the 95, or else that would have been a big wreck right there. That would have
been a yellow for sure.
Oh, and Smith had to check up a little bit for Max. I don't think he was... Oh, and Smith hits the apron there. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum here.
Devin Smith trying to keep himself afloat in this top 10. Very tough conditions. McMahon's still holding station now. Actually, he's made his run up to Powell. Is there a move here?
No, I don't know, but I will say one thing. I haven't seen a car do this all night tonight, what Jeremiah Stutzman just did. He made the middle work on a car that was running at the top. He kind of made a diamond move to where he was running that top for about halfway through the corner and just shot it dead left through the middle and just passed Jason Miz like he was standing still. That was impressive. And now he's working around Seth Berger on the outside. Yeah, this 71 machine is rolling. I know he hit the wall. We saw him hit. But this 71 is rolling right now.
And this 71 might be one that he comes in immediately at 45, puts on a fresh set of tires, and keeps this gravy train rolling.
Oh, if he has a pace like this,
oh my goodness,
nobody's going to pass him.
He is flying around Season 2 champ Greg Holt.
I mean, just remember, he was back in like 11th.
I think this is what he's doing. I think he's pushing everything out of the tires now. He's going to come in for another fresh set at the halfway point of segment 2, and he's going to keep this going.
I mean, why not? He's got this kind of pace. I would do exactly that. I mean, it's ridiculous the kind of pace he's putting on right now. He's making it passes look like these cars are standing still.
Somehow he's not the fastest car on track. It's still Seth Fitzpatrick leading, but he is the second fastest car on track.
Oh, we got a battle just behind them. Greg Holt and Max Service going at it with each other for
these 3 battled it out all last season.
Oh, and how about the 2 right there, Seth Berger and Greg Holt? They were the ones battling for the championship last season.
They also had a little bit of I guess a little bit of a rivalry last season, a little bit of contact with one another at multiple points during the season. I'm sure that's blown over since they've talked, and of course Greg didn't race a majority of this season, but they have had their history, these 2. And Berger will go on by without...
Oh, I think he's pitting. I think Seth's pitting.
Yep, you're right. Here comes Seth Berger.
Now, you got the big thing here, too. You do not want to speed. It's a big difference. 45 miles an hour on pit road. You got to go down from at least 170 to 45. Jason Miz. Yep. I'm wondering if this might pull some of the leaders maybe to pit road, maybe a little bit. I think Stutzman is going to come soon, definitely, with how hard he's pushing those tires. But I'm looking around this track right now, Emerson. I'm seeing a lot of rim riding around this wall right now.
There's Miz, and it's just a fuel-only stop for Jason Miz. I forgot. You don't have to take 4 tires.
Interesting.
So fuel-only for the 24.
Now, I'm curious how that's going to pay out for him later on. We're going to have to see where he ends up on the end of the second segment. But Seth Berger goes with 4 tires and fuel, and Miz with the fuel only. I'm curious what Miz was thinking there. Maybe he didn't push his tires enough to where he burned them up, and maybe, who knows, maybe he'll gain the track position. Oh, it looks like Greg Holt's coming to pit road, I see. He's slow on the apron.
Here's Greg Holt. And Holt, the 3rd driver to pit, and I'm imagining we're going to see a lot soon. believe also max
Damn.
service. Yep.
It's gonna be interesting to see when these drivers do come to pit
And then
road.
71 of Jeremiah Stutzman in.
Yep, here comes Stutzman. I mean, you called it, right? Around the 45 mark? Yeah, about 47.
Service down and away. Holt down and away. Stutzman.
Now, when
is
this
on
all
time.
cycles out, we're going to have to see where Jason Miz ends up on that fuel-only strategy. We're going to have to see how that pays out for him.
We'll have to make sure that is also within the rules. I'd imagine that is. But we'll have to make sure. We'll have to get clarification on that. Devin Smith is in as well. Stutzman's down away. I think Stutzman only took 2 tires.
And Devin Smith as well, 2
Smith as
tires.
well. There you go. Strategy's
Oh,
being
good.
played on the pit lane.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, why not? You know, get some track position that you haven't seen all night. Possibly gain some positions before this segment ends. So, I mean, that third segment's only going to be 20 laps. Remember that. So it's going to be about 10 laps shorter than what we're dealing with.
Now, some of these drivers could push it all the way to the end of this segment, pit, and then not pit on the caution.
Yeah, that was one strategy I was looking to see who might play that, but I just don't know. Maybe, I don't know if your Seth Fitzpatrick can try that. I mean, you're doing so well. I mean, you got a 1.6 second lead over Kevin Powell. So I just don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. I mean,
Seth Berger has passed Jason Miz for position, and Stutzman's ahead of Seth Berger.
And that was 2 tires. Actually, Seth Berger's looking underneath Stutzman right now, currently.
Is Powell coming in? No, Powell just
Well,
had a moment.
oh, Adrian Schumacher's off the pace. I think he's in.
Schumacher's in, yep.
So currently, right now, we're still waiting on Matthew
Top 5.
Byers. Yeah, basically top 5 right now. And Seth Berger's still battling with Jeremiah Stutzman this whole time.
Is somebody going to try the strategy of coming in on the last lap?
I'm not sure. Oh, that was bad. Seth almost used Matthew Byers as a pick to get around Jeremiah, and it didn't work, and Matthew Byers almost just got fenced for it. But Adrian Schumacher looks like he's down and away.
Here's the battle for position. They're catching with Adrian Schumacher. This could be the battle for the lead on pit stops.
And Stutzman's just bringing an insane amount of pace right now.
Again, still waiting on the top 5.
Yep, Byers, Reeves, Powell, McMahon, Fitzpatrick all need to pit still. And then after that, we'll all be cycled out.
Jeremiah Stutzman, the highest running driver who has made his pit stop this segment. Again, the criteria for segment 2 was to make a mandatory pit stop. And I'm imagining that it doesn't matter what you took as long as you made some sort of service inside the box. Jason Miz attempted fuel only. It was 2 tires for the 71, 4 tires for the 77. 2 tires for the 95, 4 on the 81. Also, I believe maybe 2 tires on the 82. A variety of strategies.
Yeah, Powell's pace has fallen off a tremendous ton. He's down to almost 4.5 seconds. I'm surprised to not see him pitting here soon. I mean, his pace has been just falling off. I've just been watching him, and it doesn't seem like he's had what he's had earlier. And I think the tires are starting to keep up with him, and I think you gotta come soon if you're gonna be Kevin Powell or do that strategy like you mentioned, Emerson, pitting on that last lap. But I just feel like, I don't know, you just gain all that track position, you're about to lose it because all these guys are going around you now, and they're just making record pace compared to you. But I feel like you come now.
At this point, he is now being unlapped by, well, the drivers who pitted are unlapping themselves to Powell. So Powell, when he does make a stop, he is going to be way back there. Schumacher making the pass here on Berger for 7th position.
And correct me if I'm wrong, did Schumacher take 2 tires?
I think he did. Let's see.
And these are 2 tires going around four fresh tires.
He did take 2.
Yeah, Seth took 4 tires. Schumacher and Stutzman both took 2, and they
But
passed him like it was
Schumacher's
easy.
2 tires are fresher than any of Seth's 4 tires.
You are correct. Now, I will say Stutzman just did around McMahon just now, and he is catching Fitzpatrick at a record pace.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick is being caught quickly.
Oh, McMahon is struggling. He was wiggling. I don't know if you saw that, Emerson. The back end was sideways.
Yeah, everybody's struggling for grip. We've definitely been keen to that. Very tight track conditions, but these drivers have made very loose setups. But also, everyone's going to look like they're struggling when you put them up against fresh tires.
Absolutely. 4 laps to go on the segment.
4 laps to go on the segment, and we still have to watch a top 5 pit.
I think Schumacher just got around Stutzman.
Yeah, that's the battle for the lead in the people who've pitted. And Schumacher's going to lap himself to Fitzpatrick as well. So
Stutzman must have had a moment.
Schumacher to 6, leading the drivers who've pitted. And we still have to wait for the top 5 to pit.
I think Stutzman must have had a moment because he had kind of a gap on Schumacher, unless just the tire comparison was just that big of a deal from the 2 tires.
Schumacher did have fresher tires. How much fresher? Not entirely sure. It is 3 lap fresher tires for Schumacher.
The vet's 3 laps fresher tires on 2 tires.
Also,
don't buy me like that.
in.
Oh. Now that just leaves 4 drivers that need to pit. In contact, Powell and Holt. Oh, they door banged each other. Oh, I don't think Powell's really that happy about it.
That contact happens on the racetrack. We still wait the top 4 to come into the pit lane, and we still have no moves for any of them to come on down. And it's not a stage. Pit lane is not closed.
It's got to be close. It's 2 to go.
And here's
here
the
comes
leader.
Fitzpatrick. Does McMahon? I think McMahon stays out.
McMahon pitted.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I didn't see that.
Powell pitted. And Reeves.
Jacob
Top 4
Reeves.
in.
All right, so let's see how this pans out. Oh, max service. Oh, my goodness. He got loose off of turn 2.
So are these plans to splash and go? Or is there 4 tires happening on these drivers? Right side's up on the 90, on the 2 and the 20. Full 4 tire service for these drivers. Adrian Schumacher takes the lead, is leading on the final lap. And it is Fitzpatrick down and away. So waiting on Reeves and Powell. Powell's down and away.
It looks like 4 tires for all 4 of those guys that just pit. Which is interesting. Those 2 tires actually gambled out for both Stutzman and Schumacher.
Meanwhile, Adrian Schumacher is going to win segment number 2 of the All-Star race. Jeremiah Stutzman 2nd, Berger 3rd, Smith 4th, and Greg Holt in 5th.
So Mrs. Gasoli did not pan out because he's in 10th currently, but the 2-tire call from Schumacher and Stutzman did pay out.
Fitzpatrick comes 7th, McMahon 8th. Powell crosses the line there, 9th. Miz 10th. Byers 11th. Reeves, and the caution comes out.
Oh my, and Reeves was close to getting lapped by Schumacher.
Yeah, Reeves could have to throw that caution quick before Schumacher got to the line, and they did.
So how about that? Different strategies, Em. I mean, you called it. We might see it, and we did. So
I can't believe
that was interesting.
But yeah.
Now, if you're Schumacher, you definitely have to pit. There's no way you don't.
He took 2 tires. He has to come in for 4 this time. Unless he's going to be crazy enough to try to do anything for an all-star race. I mean, no points, right?
Yeah, no
a little
points.
crazy.
Now, dude, Fitzpatrick, McMahon, Powell, and Reeves stay out.
They absolutely stay out. That's the whole point of pitting on the last lap. So if they come back in, I think that is crazy.
Let's see here.
There's no reason for those.
Fitzpatrick stayed out. I'm looking at McMahon. Yep.
There's no reason for them to pit.
Yep. All 4 of them did stay out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, it's only going to be about by a lap, but these drivers that are coming in are going to have fresher tires.
And you saw how much that mattered in the open. I mean, it wasn't much. I thought clean air was a big factor in, how that race panned out. But the bigger difference is, that was 10 laps. This is going to be 20. So it's a lot more time for these drivers to make it through the field than before.
Damage repairs on the 24 of Jason Miz. I want to try to see. Bring on up. Segment 2 winner, Adrian Schumacher. He's muted right now, so hopefully you will have the chance. And let's try to talk to segment 2 winner, Adrian Schumacher. Adrian, what a drive through the field to get to Jeremiah Stutzman and past. And, of course, everybody of the top 4 pitted. But what was that run through the field like? And you were muted in Discord, so I don't know if you are trying to talk. But what was that run through the field like?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty good planned strategy, I think. It was pretty good, awesome. Fighting up front.
And you had only 3 lap fresher tires, Van Stutzman, and Seth Berger took 4 tires on that mandatory pit stop in segment 2. What was did you think you were going to be able to get through Berger and Stutzman there in that run to the end of the segment, or were you just content kind of running where you were and just seeing where the car went, or what was the thought process?
I thought just taking 2 tires to try and get that segment win, because I could catch the guys who couldn't take tires, and the guys that did, I just hope I was enough pace.
It seemed like that was the case now, Adrian. It's a 20-lap run. We saw you kind of shoot out of a cannon on the initial start of the race. What's the plan for this 20-lap run? How do you attack it?
Just try to get him out front in clean air. That's what this the car does best in clean air, so try to get up there. That's the plan.
Well, there you go. Segment 2 winner of the Outlaws Sim Series Season 3 All-Star Race, Adrian Schumacher. Congratulations on the segment win. Hopefully we're talking to you in about 20 laps time.
Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher, with that segment win. And again, he said it there. He was going for the segment win. We had no idea he was until he was going at it with Stutzman.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least. I think you really want to make yourself work for this last segment. I mean, this is what all matters. This is what you came here to do, and you just got to prevail in these final 20 laps, and you can call yourself an all-star winner. I mean, this is where all the big bucks are made, and it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. You know, our first 4 stayed out because they pitted late in that last caution, but everybody else behind them is on fresher Goodyear, so we'll see how this pays out.
The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane, the field in the hands of Seth Fitzpatrick, and green flag back in the air, 20 laps to settle it. Already, you see Seth Berger darting to the inside of Jacob Reeves, and the battle for the lead is on. McMahon wants an all-star race victory, but he's going to have to go through Fitzpatrick first.
It's the closest McMahon's been to Fitzpatrick all night long so far. Not the greatest start for Kevin Powell, who's fallen back about 2 to 3 spots since the start. Did not get off to a good start on those old tires, but Jacob Reeves, McMahon, and Fitzpatrick prevailed as Seth Berger now Looks underneath Jacob Reese for third, but McMahon slowly but surely looking to the inside now of our leader, Seth Fitzpatrick, for the lead.
Side by side for the lead. The run on the outside. Will it prevail at the line? It's still Fitzpatrick, but McMahon showing something down the apron. Oh, a little bit of a blink there for Fitzpatrick.
McMahon's going to try this bottom line. You haven't seen him use it that much all day today. He's been mainly running that top. But how about Jacob Reeves and Seth Berger and Kevin Powell trying to get back into the picture here, trying to make something work?
Trying to make something happen. That's everybody all packed up here in the walls. Reeves still going after the lead is Fitzpatrick and McMahon.
And McMahon looks like he's going to settle back into second, just behind Fitzpatrick, going to try to go back on this top and build another run. He really did get a good shot off the corner to get to the inside of Fitzpatrick, but once he got to the inside, he couldn't get clear. He got just about to his door, but he could not get the power down to complete the pass. It just shows how difficult it is to pass on that inside line here at Kansas.
15 laps to go. Fitzpatrick trying to fend off Justin McMahon, and Seth Berger has cleared into third.
Seth Berger cleared into third.
He was fouling Kevin Powell there. He's now cleared back again. I think that battle's going to continue on.
Yep, Powell's going for the crossover move, going to the inside now. Seth Berger going to try to make the bottom work for Kevin Powell, but a little bit further back, we almost have some 3 wide action going on as Jeremiah Stutzman's looking at the middle lane of Adrian Schumacher and Jacob Reese, who's falling back.
Yeah, everybody packed up here for 5th, right behind Berger and Powell. Powell on the top side now, looking to take advantage of that. He clears Seth.
Oh, there he goes again with Stutzman to the bottom. 3 wide going into 3.
Trying to make something happen. 3 wide. There they are. And Stutzman clears both of them. 2 for 1 special.
Oh, and Reeves hit the wall again.
And Reeves he pounded the wall once, and that car is not handling well.
Now Max Service is trying to join this battle, trying to get around his teammate, Adrian Schumacher. He clears Reeves with ease. He's going to slide up in front, but he's going to have the trouble getting around his teammate, Adrian Schumacher, who's been pretty fast all night tonight. But Seth Berger got passed back again by Kevin Powell, who moves back into third. Seth Berger to 4th, Stutzman 5th. That battle up front is just continuously staying the same. McMahon is just all over the back of Seth Fitzpatrick. He just can't get anywhere to go with it. I mean, he has to stay in this top lane to even keep up with him right now. Every time he goes to this bottom lane, he just can't complete the pass. But like here, McMahon, this is where he shines. He gets a good run off of 2, but he just can't go anywhere with it.
Trying to keep close, trying to force Seth Fitzpatrick into a mistake. Trying to force Fitzpatrick to over jump how hard he charges into the corner, and I think Stutzman might have caught the wall there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to clear in front of Seth Berger, and he did. He just got a little bit too over aggressive, hit the wall a little bit, but still didn't matter though. He still cleared Seth, and now Seth is getting passed by his teammate, Adrian Schumacher.
Schumacher down to the bottom side, and he does clear up in front of the 77. Sideways, this is Max Service. What a catch down the bottom of the track.
That is the second time we see Max get sideways like that. All these adjustments are starting not to pay in for these Swift Racing guys as we're coming to 10 to go in the final segment, and Max is in the wall.
Yeah, that was a big hit there for the 81. Looking up ahead, the Stutzman have the pace to work through the top 3. Adrian also showing some muscle.
Well, Adrian's trying to bottom here. He's going to try to send it in there, but I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough to Stutzman. Stutzman's just way too good on that top lane right now.
Service is eating wall.
Oh, now he's eating apron. Now he's on the. Now he's off the track. I think Max is coming to pit road. He's just going to try to go again at Stutzman here. He's going to keep trying this bottom lane, but he just ain't going to get close enough. But one thing that is getting close enough, Just McMahon is closing in and in, further and further on Seth Fitzpatrick, but he just can't go anywhere with it. We're getting down closer and closer. We're going to come to 8 laps to go at the line. He just needs to try something different to get around him. I know it ain't going to mean much, but I mean, how would you like to say your first Outlaws Sim Series win was the All-Star race?
It'd be pretty special having to go through the best of the best. Look at this send from Adrian.
Agent's really trying hard to get around Jeremiah Stutzman. I think he knows he's a little bit faster, but Stutzman, you just see it. Look how much he gaps Adrian Schumacher right there, just running that top lane. It's just insane.
Absolutely. Jeremiah Stutzman holding station there in 4th, and it is tightening up once again out in front.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing yet. Fitzpatrick had a close moment. He almost hit the wall, so Fitzpatrick's starting to feel the pressure a little bit from McMahon. Starting to try some different things. McMahon is just stalking, literally waiting for Fitzpatrick to make that same mistake again. Watch Fitzpatrick right here in the turns 3 and 4. This is where he struggles right now, as I've noticed. He just washes up the track more than McMahon. And last time he almost caught the wall on exit. McMahon, he cuts it there. McMahon might have a chance here.
Remember what Fitzpatrick said in his stage 1 interview. He said, I'm fighting something in one end that's different to what I'm fighting in the other end. He doesn't want to touch the car. Is that now coming back to bite him? Trying to make this car better. Now he's got McMahon hounding his rear end. 5 laps to go in the All-Star race, this time by the stripe.
Oh, Fitzpatrick is struggling in 3 and 4. Here comes McMahon to the bottom. He's going to be there at that corner, but he just can't get the power down like Fitzpatrick does on the top. He just needs this 2 to make another mistake to be able to get there to that inside line for McMahon to make this pass. But if you're McMahon, how hard do you push this? You got to realize, too, Kevin Powell is just in the back, just lingering, waiting for both of you to make a mistake to just walk away with this by himself. Do you force the issue and try to make this pass?
It's the All-Star race. Of course you do.
Yeah, you just do anything at this rate, right? Look at right here.
A huge run for McMahon. To the line that time. McMahon holds the lead at the stripe.
It's clear.
He's not going to clear up in front of the 2. He's going to give Fitzpatrick the chance on the outside lane.
Now.
But McMahon clears out in front of Fitzpatrick. He's sideways.
Yeah, but so was the 2. The 2 had a moment, too. Either he was tight or loose. I couldn't tell really there, but he didn't really gain any ground from that. McMahon out front now, looking for his first win. Oh, Fitzpatrick struggling bad here. Here comes Powell now to the inside. Does Powell have anything? Does Powell have anything for these last 3 laps to get to the 20?
He's going to have to send it if he does. Schumacher has cleared by Stutzman for 4th. Reeves to 6th. Holt, Miz. And Max has already left the session. Berger on the pit lane. Day done for those 2 Swift Racing machines with 2 laps to go if you're Justin McMahon.
If you're Justin McMahon, all you want to do is get around back to the start-finish line as fast as possible. I want to hear the white flags out. I don't want to hear anything about a yellow. I want to hear a white flags out. I've been trying to get my first win for 3 weeks. He had a chance at Bristol, came up short. Nashville wasn't his best outing. But how about the All-Star race to possibly get your first win as we're looking at Greg Holt and Jacob Breeze fighting for the 6th position.
And McMahon had a good run at Phoenix as well. He'll take the white flag presented by Whiplash Media Sim Cams. 1 lap to settle it, and it's all Justin McMahon out in front.
Nothing out the back. Doesn't even have to look through his rear view right now. Kevin Powell about 5/10 back. Unless he makes a full send and just tries to stick it somehow like Carl Edwards, I don't think he's going to be able to get there. Just McMahon in the 20, about to bring him home and get his first career win in the Outlaws Sim Series.
Off of turn 4, yet to win in the Outlaws Sim Series, but he's an All-Star Race winner. Justin McMahon in the 20 wins the Outlaws Sim Series Season 3 All-Star Race over Finn Vote winner Kevin Powell and Seth Fitzpatrick, our pole sitter. What a race. And the run there at the end. And Justin McMahon, a well-deserved victory for the 20 machine.
He showed he had speed in the All-Star Open. Ended up winning the segment in segment 2. And how about that? Flexing a little bit of muscle and winning the All-Star race in your first overall season in the Outlaw Sim Series. Burning it down here in Kansas.
Justin McMahon, rightfully so, celebrates on the front straightaway.
Doing pretty good at burnouts for a rookie.
I'd have to imagine he may be a rookie to the Outlaws Sim Series. He is not a rookie at this iRacing thing, because he did pretty well tonight. And we do get to bring up the man of the hour, yet to win in the Outlaws Sim Series, and you get it done in the All-Star race. Justin McMahon, what a drive it was for you to chase down Stock, wait for Fitzpatrick to make a mistake, and make the overtake. Brilliant job, Justin. How did it go from your point of view?
It was a struggle there for a little while, battling with a pretty loose race car there with a long run, but our strategy ended up working out with the guys there, and he made a little bit of a mistake. He got a little tight, I think, and I was able to get a little bit more rotation coming out of turn 2. In turn 3, I changed my line a little bit and was able to take advantage of it and bring home the win.
So with segment 2 being a segment where you had to make a mandatory pit stop, was your plan always to do what you had done, or did that alter throughout the segment?
Oh, we were throwing it around. We didn't know what we were going to do. They're coming to that segment, and then the ultimate decision that the team made there was the best thing to probably do was to try to pit with 1 to go, since we were out front far enough to where it wasn't really going to hurt us, and ended up paying off.
Certainly looked like it did. And now, Justin, I know you're a rookie to the Outlaw Sim Series. It doesn't seem like you're a rookie to this iRacing thing. So you're coming in with a lot of speed in your first few starts, and of course, a win now in the All-Star race. Is there any tracks you have your eye on here in the playoffs that you could maybe potentially be a playoff spoiler to?
I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and take a look at the schedule. I know Daytona's coming up. That's kind of a roll of the dice kind of track, but I do like racing there. I've had a couple wins there in the past, not obviously with the Outlaw Series, but a couple other leagues. So I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and see how it goes.
That is a Daytona road course, if you weren't sure.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? Well, I mean, I like road courses too, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. I guess that's also a roll of the dice at a road course, also sure. There, especially at Daytona. So
absolutely. So we got a pretty crazy schedule coming up, and we were already talking about it, Ed and I, throughout the race and how we did in the Open, of course, to get yourself to the race. Yeah, we definitely can expect you to potentially be a playoff spoiler here over the course of the next 10 weeks. You've shown the speed week after week. And it pays off here in the All-Star race. So, Justin, congratulations on winning the Outlaw Sim Series Season 3 All-Star race. Again, the bragging rights to say that you were able to go toe-to-toe with the best and outdo them all. And it's yours.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
There you go. Driver of the number 20 and All-Star race winner, Justin McMahon. And Ed, let's go ahead and go through our post-race results, because, well, McMahon was able to chase down and pass through Seth Fitzpatrick. It was crazy behind him as well. You look at it, McMahon, of course, winning the All-Star race. Then we look at a driver like... If we look at a driver like Kevin Powell finishing second, Seth Fitzpatrick finishes third, Adrian Schumacher comes across the line there in fourth, and Jeremiah Stutzman comes across the line. He will come home in the fifth position, Ed.
Yeah, I mean, 6th, Greg Holt in the 3 had a great run early on. The 7th, Jacob Reeves in the 22, who made his way through the Open, had a great All-Star race himself. 8th place, Jason Miz in the 24. 9th place, the 94, Matthew Byers, also making his way through the Open to make it into the show. And 10th place, the 95 of Devin Smith.
Rounding out the All-Star race results, Seth Berger pulls it in very late there at the end. Seth finishes 11th. Max Service comes across the line at 12th. Landon Lacey leaves in the middle of segment 1 there for 13th. And Jonathan Jennings did not take the green flag for tonight. It's a little surprising, but maybe just not wanting to run the All-Stars. Don't you go anywhere, though. We are not done from Kansas. More post-race coverage here for the All-Star race from Kansas Speedway on the far side of this break.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Kansas Speedway. We're now into post-race coverage here of the Outlaws Sim Series All-Star Race, and it was quite the event. A very fun race for us this evening, and where we still have more drivers to talk to this evening, just a couple more, but we do have second place finisher Kevin Powell. He's seen by with Ed Shearer.
Event.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. You know, I didn't expect to have the speed that we had. You know, we came in, I got the pole. That shocked me. And I just stayed in the top 3 all night. You know, battling it out with my teammates. I was gonna do what I had to do to make sure one of us got the win.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you and your team definitely had some great runnings tonight. I mean, you just seem like every time you ran up and I guess that wall, it almost seems like you hit it a lot of times. We caught you on camera a couple of times scraping that wall a little bit, but you guys were just rim riding it just about out there, and almost got a couple of times where you guys were loose. But do you honestly think the new tires were that big of a difference? To be honest, we saw a couple 2-tire strategies during that second segment, but it just seemed like the 2 tires were better than 4, but towards the end it was at 4 tires. Did you feel any difference, honestly, in the car?
Honestly, I took 4 tires every time I pit, so I never got to feel the car on the 2 tires. But yeah, you wanted tires versus no tires, and that's why in the second segment we waited to the end to pit. Because we knew everybody would come back in and have to pit, so we just cycle back to the front. And we knew we had speed by that point. Which was surprised us was the 77, the 82. You know, them guys are fast every week, but whatever adjustments they made, they really put us on our heels right there at the end.
Yeah, you mentioned all those strategy calls towards that second segment, but you know, we're getting out of Kansas. We take a little bit of a break, and then we go to Daytona Road Course. How do you feel personally about the Daytona Road Course? I know we haven't ran there in the NextGen since ever, so it's gonna be a little bit of a different scenario for everybody. But how do you feel personally? Like, are you a little bit comfortable going into it, or you feel like you gotta put a lot of reps into it?
I'm gonna have to, get some practice. That's a track I've never been on. But I had never been on, I think it was Laguna Seca, and I ran good there until I took myself out. So, yeah, I just need to get on the track, get some practice in, get a feel for it and everything, and I think we'll do all right.
Well, Kevin, congratulations again on making it into the All-Star race, and I know you appreciate your fans for getting you a chance to get in on that All-Star fan vote. But great showing tonight, man. Congrats on your second place finish, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in Daytona.
Yes, sir. Thank you, gentlemen.
Driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell, and actually we're out of interviews this evening, Ed. That's all right. All-Star night. I just want to get out of here, get to their vacation. We got 14 days now to prepare for the playoffs. And if you were preparing from last Wednesday, 21 days to prepare for the playoffs, Ed, and it's that time. We have 2 road courses in that first round. Daytona Road Course, and we've been talking about it all day. We'll talk about it one more time, the schedule. 2 road courses in that first round, with Daytona Road Course, then Milwaukee in the middle, and Charlotte Roval. Then round 2, a short track at USA International, Super Speedway at Talladega, and the track that's too tough to tame at Darlington. The one seemingly normal race on the schedule is Homestead, Miami, followed by a Super Speedway at Atlanta, and then 2 short tracks around the season, Ed. If you thought this regular season was a gauntlet of races, boy, do we have something for these drivers over the course of the next 10 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bringing out the intensity of all styles that we've seen through the regular season, between road courses, the short tracks, to super speedways, to just regular tracks in general. I think, like you mentioned, Emerson, the only normal track really that we have on this circuit is probably, in my opinion, honestly, Homestead, where, that can go either way. But Darlington, you have to, take good care of your car. Hitting a wall is very easily there, and getting that Darlington scrape, is always so famous there. But everywhere else, it's just tough. It's tough, especially where we go in 2 weeks. Daytona Road Course. These next-gen cars have never, ever, ever touched the Daytona Road Course, period. So all these drivers are going there with a blank slate, not knowing exactly how this car is going to handle at all.
Absolutely, and that's also the NASCAR chicane that we will be using there on the road course. And you'll see that in what's coming up for us here on the channel at Pit Stop TV. Of course, NASCAR Rally Cross, Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's try it again. Yes, the Gen 6 NASCAR Cup Series vehicles tackling the Sonoma Raceway Rally Cross course, Monday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You won't want to miss it. And Outlaws is taking an off week Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday night, but we're not off on Pit Stop. Old Fart Sim Racing has their race from Chicagoland Speedway next Wednesday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, and then we're back on the air in 2 weeks' time, Ed. Wednesday, September 14th, here for Outlaws Sim Series playoff racing action, taken to the Daytona International Speedway NASCAR Road Course layout, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be quite the event. Can't wait to see how these boys tackle it then. But Ed, I've now shown this 3 times now, so I wonder what your thoughts are on this slate of races.
I'm excited personally for all 3 of these. Emerson, can you just remind everybody what we're doing on that Monday? I couldn't quite hear that one more time. Can you say that? What are we doing on Monday?
Oh, we're just taking, I think the NASCAR Gen 6 Cup cars. We're just taking them to Sonoma Rally Cross. Wait. Yeah, Sonoma Rally Cross.
And you said that was with the NASCAR Gen 6 cars,
the NASCAR correct? Gen 6 car, meant for these big oval-looking things.
Yeah, they're not, maybe touched dirt once, but now this is whole different. And we're going to a rally course. That's the whole thing with this. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. it's going to be chaotic. We know some people are going to wreck. We know some people are just going to go off the track and find different places we've never seen before. That's how you know it's going to be, but one person's probably going to figure it out and know what to do and possibly win that, but I'm looking forward to that. The Old Fort Sim Racing guys, they put on a good show the last time I saw them at Pocono, so I'm excited to see that. But we get a nice little vacation, and we go to beautiful Daytona International Speedway, where we're not super speedway racing, though. We're road course racing. There's a big difference in that. You know I love my road courses, and I know you love your road courses, so two things that we both love we get to do in 2 weeks, due time, in beautiful sunny Florida. So absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. But you can check it all out when we go to social medias, Emerson. I know we mentioned it earlier. We post everything here on our socials at facebook.com/pitstoptv, instagram.com/pit_stop_tv, twitter.com/pitstoptv_, or some of you may be watching on the local streams on youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1, or on twitch.tv/pit_stop_tv, where you can check out all the action and any stuff that you miss. You can always check it out on our Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook for all the action that you guys possibly missed during the live streams.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll take one more quick look at the point standings. Last time we got to look at these intact before Wednesday, September 14th with the Daytona Road Course. And again, Jonathan Jennings is the top seed entering the playoffs by virtue of finishing second in the regular season championship and just having a plethora more stage wins than Max Service. Max Service is second, Seth Berger third, Jeremiah Stutzman fourth. Tied for fifth is Seth Fitzpatrick and Adrian Schumacher. Tied for 7th, Jacob Reeves, Scott Bailey. 9th, James Gilliard. Tied for 10th, Adam Gardner and Andrew St. Coeur. And tied for 12th, Brad Bothwell, Devin Smith, Doug Solms, Derek McMurtry, and Matt Rogers. Can't wait. A very tight playoff grid. And we're taking them to Daytona with the NASCAR Road Course. But that's going to do it for us this evening. We're happy to have had you all here tuning in and for tonight's broadcast, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's action. For all at Pit Stop TV, Ed Scher alongside Vakal and myself, Emerson Arden, this evening. Hope you all had a great night enjoying the All-Star race with us, and we hope to see you on Monday night for NASCAR Rallycross racing from the Sonoma Rallycross course. Or tune in 2 weeks' time to the Daytona Road Course, providing Outlaws Sim Series playoff action with these next-gen vehicles.